In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Crucial Ballistix gaming memory delivers the seamless performance and instant responsiveness you need for total domination. With Ballistix gaming memory, you get faster speeds, lower latencies, and aggressive heat spreaders. Advanced features such as LEDs, low-profile modules, and real-time temperature monitoring let you customize your rig further. Ballistix modules are available in DDR3 and the latest DDR4 technology, which is faster, has lower voltages, and greater capacities than DDR3. Choose your level of performance with Sports, Tactical, or Elite series, and crush the competition with Ballistix. Accelerate nearly every access files, games, and apps almost as soon as you click on them. Choose the form factor that's right for your build and destroy the competition with the power and acceleration of a Crucial SSD.
Crucial is a brand of Micron, one of the largest memory manufacturers in the world. We leverage more than 35 years of expertise to create some of the world's most reliable memory and SSDs. Everything from select silicon to the finished product is tested, monitored throughout production, and tested again before it leaves our doors. Unlike third-party brands, we don't end assemble. We make everything from start to finish. That's quality you can depend on. Crucial desktop and laptop memory is one of the easiest and most affordable ways to improve performance. Designed to help computers run faster and smoother, Crucial memory is available for more than 100,000 systems in DDR to DDR4 technology, and it's easy to install. Load programs faster, increase system responsiveness, run data-intensive applications with ease, and multitask seamlessly. Crucial server memory is available in all form factors and all levels of memory technology, compatible with OEM servers and warranties, and manufactured to mission-critical standards. Servers fuel everyone in an organization. Since active data resides in memory, increasing a server's installed memory capacity is one of the easiest and most affordable ways to improve workload and organizational performance. Get more out of your server infrastructure by maximizing the installed memory capacity. Crucial SSDs are faster, more energy efficient, and more durable than hard drives. Booting up and accessing data on a Crucial SSD is like flipping a light switch. It's almost instant and makes everything you do extremely fast. All of our SSDs are backed by hundreds of qualification tests and our free Crucial Storage Executive tool to ensure that you get the most reliable storage for your data.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and DOTA players around the world. We are in the Ballistix Cup, and the two teams that are going to go face-to-face tonight is going to be Ventus Pink versus Carbon DOTA 2. It is a cracker of an evening so far. This Sunday has treated me pretty well. I hope it's going to treat you the same. I am Jabba, and I'm joined by Tyrox. The draft has begun, but how have you been, my friend?
Oh, I cannot complain, Jabba, and yeah, this is going to be some awesome Dota action happening tonight for us, and yeah, welcome to all the viewers out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, the draft has begun. The bans have come out quick and fast, so let's just run through that rather quick. On the side of Ventus, we've got the Shadow Demon, the Axe being banned out. For the side of Carbon, we've got the Elder Titan as well as the Drow being banned. Obviously not wanting to deal with those torturous heroes, especially we know Shadow Demon is quite a contested hero. Generally, we see that being banned out quite often, as well as the Drow and Elder Titan. Axe, I'd say he's like a mid-tier ban out, maybe something specific they're looking for. But let's just jump into the pick so far. Ventus picking up the Darkseer as Carbon picks themselves up an Oracle Ogre Magi. Ooh, where do you think this is going to be going?
Well, firstly, we're seeing the Darkseer that I so love to see running on a solo offlane position. I highly doubt that move it into any other lane due to the fact that he's just so effective against dual lanes. Tri lanes might struggle a little bit due to harass, but he doesn't have a problem. He's got that surge, he's got that iron shell. He can just AFK and farm and still in lane just AFK and still get some good XP points. But Carbon, they pick up the Oracle Ogre Magi. Now, Oracle's been set up a lot lately up in the international scene. We've been setting them up for high score picks. So they could possibly be looking for that. Ogre Magi is this tanky support hero that is just an absolute menace to deal with.
Right, well, depending on what Ventus decides to go for, they'll obviously not want to actually empty now to put a melee offlane hero for the side of Carbon. Ventus, it gives them a lot of opportunities for nice setup with a vacuum. Maybe we could see maybe a Disruptor coming out from the side of Ventus. We know it combos up quite nicely, but the Faceless Void getting through the band, and Ventus was actually able to pick it up and not actually opting to go for the Faceless, and also on top of that, Mirana is also still in the pool. Seems like Ty is lagging out a little bit. So for the side of Carbon, banning out the Storm Spirit. Still got some big heroes in the pool where they can actually choose from, and they've still got a Jugger, they've still got a Mirana. Still, the draft is left a little bit open for the side of Carbon, not revealing too much of their hand just yet. Keeping their cores and their mids hidden. For the side of Ventus, they have actually shown the Faceless Void. So, considering that it's a Darkseer pickup, we may see the Void actually being played as a core this time round. So, we'll see how Ventus actually decides to play it. We know it works and it synergizes rather well. If we can get a vacuum into Bubble, the synergy that it works there. But Ventus did actually pick up the nice synergy between the Oracle and the Husker, as Tyrox was mentioning a little bit earlier, and Ventus actually being able to ban that silly hero out. I know a lot of us that have played it in pubs and wherever, that is just such a difficult hero to deal with. So for the side of Carbon DOTA, they opting to actually get rid of the Ricky, generally played as a support, so Ventus not being able to get their grubby little paws upon that Ricky Maru. And provides so much in terms of utility. He can just do a lot of scouting for the sides, and being able to ban that out. For the side of Ventus, they went ahead and banned out the Tinker. So no split push, no heavy mid coming out for the side of Carbon. And now that we've got 4 bans apiece, looking to see what either team's going to decide to now pick up, which kind of lane they're going to go to. Generally, we see with Faceless Voids, you generally kind of pair it up with maybe an Alchemist, some kind of other ranged hero. For the side of Carbon, actually decided picking up a Chaos Knight. Not a big played hero, so may catch Ventus a little bit off guard here. Not being played much in this meta, so it could be very, very interesting on seeing how Carbon actually decides to run this lineup. So far, the amount of disable and stun coming out from Carbon is going to be ridiculous, especially once you land that 4-second stun. I mean, it's all up to chance and RNG, but if he can land that 4-second stun, it is going to be absolutely devastating for the side of Ventus. But Ventus, it's their opportunity now to pick up something to deal with the Chaos Knight. Some kind of AoE clearer would actually be pretty decent here. We'll see what they actually maybe decide to pick up. But so far, Carbon looking pretty good thus far. Going to be a little bit tough for them to actually get their positioning right. If that Void does get that perfect bubble, going to make it very difficult for them to actually deal with. But Ventus, they decide to actually pick up Skyroth. Going to be having to deal with a lot of harassing lane, as well as the silence coming out from the Skyroth Mage. The Ancient Seal just does so much extra magical damage. So now we've got the Iron Shell that combos up rather nicely. You throw that Ancient Shell down on the hero, you've got the Iron Shell running down, Faceless Void jumping on top of you, and the heroes from the side of Carbon are going to be taking a huge chunks of damage. So far, Ventus also still not revealing too much. I think they've got the Faceless in the bag. They need to pick up one or two other heroes just to complete it out. I do believe that I am having a problem, but I think my volume is now back. For those of you that are watching in-game, Jabba made a boo-boo, but I should be all good for in-game. So for all of you that missed the beginning parts of the draft because of my noobness, we are now in the 4th phase of the draft. We have got the Invoker pickup now coming out for the side of Carbon. Ventus, it's their chance to pick up the hero. Then we'll go into the band. So now we've got a huge amount of disable coming out from the side of Carbon. Invoker just going to be able to melee them with their combos and just go ham as they just completely start wrecking the team. If the Chaos Knight lands a 4-second stun, followed up by by that multicast fire blast from the Ogre Magi. We're going to be shouting ding, ding, ding all night long. So it's going to be a little bit tough for Ventus, although they do now pick themselves up a Medusa. Medusa really do like actually picking up themselves a Lincoln Sphere, so it's going to be a little bit difficult. Got a couple of spells may actually be popped to or used to actually pop that Lincoln Sphere. So kind of a nice way Ventus is actually dealing with it. But I do believe Tar is back. So welcome back, my friend. And yeah, we about the 4th picking phase through the draft. How do you see it going so far?
Well, as I did state, the high score pickup, but it seems Ventus decided to ban it out of Carbon Dota 2's lineup and potential drafting. And I'm really liking Ventus. They got quite, it's not very team fight centric based draft, if that's the correct way to pronounce that all. But you've got the Faceless Void, you've got the Darkseer. That's a wombo combo in itself. If you're able to get even the Chaos Knight or even the Invoker, if you're able to just single them out, I mean, CK is going to run like a train through most of the side of Ventus's lineup. Medusa could be able to tank up quite a bit of it with that mana shield, but like you said, Lincoln's is just easily going to be dispelled by Reality Rift. The Chaos Pod, you don't really want to commit all of that. Fire Blast, like you said, from Ogre Magi, multicast, and the first one's going to dispel the Lincolns, the second one's going to hit. So really hard. I think Medusa is going to try and farm this one for late game and not specifically go and fight out unless urgently needed, or it is one of those dire situations.
Well, look, I do like the Medusa pickup quite a bit because like Carbon's draft is really a team that wants to jump on the side of Ventus and doesn't want to stop fighting for a while. So as they do that, Medusa is going to be able to pop the Stone Gaze. They're going to just be chasing down the Medusa. While that's happening, Stone Gaze is going off. It's going to be doing a huge amount of stuff to the side of Carbon. So it's a nice way for them to actually disengage. But so far, I do like the Medusa pickup. We'll see where they decide to lane it. Sometimes we see it actually being played in the mid position, as well as the safe lane. But with the Faceless Void, as well as the Darkseer pickup, it's going to probably be an off-lane Darkseer, going to be a safe lane Void, a mid Medusa, and it is confirmed as the Skyroth Mage and Line will now actually be the supports for the side of Ventus. For the side of Carbon, it is going to be the anti-mage carry going up against Ventus, a big counter towards that Medusa mana shield. It is going to be a difficult one for them to deal with, but nonetheless, that is going to wrap up the teams and the selection of the drafts. We're going to head into in-game pretty soon. So for those of you that are just joining us, this is the Ballistix Cup. It is going to be a best of 3. It's Ventus Pink versus Carbon Dota. It is going to be an epic game. We do hope, and we can keep you guys quite entertained. But just a little bit of information: the winner from this team will be going up against Damage Control to further themselves down the ladder in this tournament that we have here. So with that all said, you are listening to Jabba, and I'm joined by Tyrox. Hopefully it's going to be a power game, and we don't have many gremlins running around anymore. So as the last player does select a hero for the side of the Radiant, it's going to be Carbon that is going to be taking up that green side of the map. We've got 504 playing on the Ogre Magi. We've got KMS going to be playing on our Invoker. We've got Shina on our Oracle. On the Anti-Mage is going to be XBFH. And last but not least is going to be the Chaos Knight, going to be played by I Have Quit Dota Armor. For the side of the Dire, please take it away, my friend.
Joe, that's going to be a bit of a hard one. I'm still staring at a Shadow Shaman photo, so you can take that one with the best of love. Right.
Well, as Tide does load into the game, for the side of Ventus, on the die is going to be the Void, the Faceless Void, going to be played by Night Wraith. For our Skyroth Mage is going to be played by 3 Kappa. We've got Pacemaker going to be playing the line. Irit going to be playing the Darkseer. I hope I pronounced that right. They do smoke up. And last but not least, for the side of Ventus is going to be the Medusa AGTG. And now they may be looking to find something here. They hike the ends of the tree lines here, maybe suspecting that the anti-mage is in the vicinity. They're looping around here quite a bit. They may be able to actually find something. They drop quite a deep observer there just to try and block out that camp. They're putting quite a bit of a ratio on Medusa, but the rest of the team from Ventus is wrapping around. The top run does go in favor of the Chaos Knight, but there we go. KMS and a lot of damage. Ventus making some work here. Verify work does get popped, but not going to be good enough. And the Invoker is down for the side of Carbon. First blood is spilt, and if this is anything to go by, we are going to be in for a lot of action. Invoker first blood, that is crazy. Crazy. So sometimes not going after those bounty runes really does cost the team, and unfortunately, poor Invoker did not even get the bounty. Well, he did get the bounty rune, but he paid with his life. So a little bit unfortunate there for him. So we're going to see the lanes just develop at the moment. Going to have an Invoker versus the Medusa. That Mystic Stake is going to be doing so much work as she's actually opted to upgrade that for the bot lane. Got the 2 TPs coming here for the side of Carbon. Just making sure they can get some things done here. So far, good start to the side of Ventus. Sheena throwing out the Fortune's End. Here comes 3-Cupper trying to prevent that. But then big stun coming out from CK. Could it be another blood going in favor of Carbon? They do get it. The line is down. Sheena putting on a bit of damage here. They're going to just actually pull out of that and just have got themselves a kill. Just to tie up the board at 1 minute 15 into the game. Going to be... Oh, this bot lane is going to be ridiculous. So as that's happening out, let's just see what's happening in the top lane. Looks like I'm going to actually swap out the lanes and put the line Void in the safe lane versus the solo AM. And now they've got the Darkseer and the Skyroth Mage in the bot lane going up against the CK as well as the Ogre Magi. So trying to dodge a little bit of what Carbon is bringing to the table here. What do you think about this little maneuver that they've actually performed here?
Well, I really like the fact that they've rotated the Darkseer out of that safe lane role and into the melee side of Carbon. Now, Amma is going to have, CK is going to have such a hard time trying to last it. 540 is exactly the same situation. If they're going to have to fight out that Iron Shell first thing, and it's just going to really, it's going to eat away at them. As soon as that thing hits level 3, level 4, it's going to be tickets for that, for any last hitting you want to do on that safe lane.
It's going to be very difficult. What way could they actually deal with these Iron Shells? Because especially going up against a melee hero, that Iron Shell just does so much work for the side of Ventus.
Yeah, it is unfortunately very difficult. Maybe rotating Sheena out of the top lane, sending the Ogre maybe that side to assist the anti-mage. I know Ogre and anti-mage have got quite a bit of synergy in terms of skill set, but top lane, bit of an harass.
Yeah, Pacemaker taking a little bit of damage there from the anti-mage as well as Sheena. He's got no mana or HP to go to boot with that, but he's returning back into the lane. Sheena also getting a couple of lost hits there from Night Wraith. I mean, this is going to be quite an interesting lane. So maybe the lanes in the top seem to be doing a little bit better. I mean, the Faceless Void is getting a little bit more out of the lane than what the anti-mage is. But then where do you actually then put the CK? If we swap out the CK, then you're going to have the anti-mage actually going to be going against those iron-shelled creeps, and it's going to be a bit of a problem for them.
Yeah, no, you don't want to put any melee hero against the Darkseer lane because of how really dangerous he is and how much damage he's causing. And you can really see that by I have quit Dota is really trying to just smack at Ariat, and he's just turning around and he just iron shells himself, and that's all he needs to do. And CK will have to turn around or lose his life. It's one of the two. And I think that's going to be a repetitive motion of this entire bottom lane.
It's going to be a little bit tough, the situation that CK is in, but okay, well, let's just jump off the bot lane rather quick. Let's have a look at what's happening in the top lane here. We now do see the Skyroth Mage is trying to do some rotations coming in here. Maybe going to try and pick up a kill. They may try and actually bait something out here with Pacemaker, as he is quite low HP. Maybe get a little bit of a jump here, but Oracle sitting quite far back here, trying to predict what's going to happen. I mean, how do you feel this lane should actually go? Who should actually win this lane? Because Void is doing really well. Oh, there we go. There comes the jump from XB. He's going to try and jump onto Pacemaker. Does get hexed out, but 3-Cuppers in the vicinity. There comes the silence. There comes the mana drain. Is it going to be good enough? The line does get away. Now we've got Night Wraith chasing him down, but it's going to be going in favor of the Skyroth. The Anti-Mage does bite the dust, and now we may actually see another kill. The Oracle, she's in a lot of pressure now. A lot of A lot of magic damage coming out from the Skyroth Mage. She has no mana left yet, so that Arcane Bolt and Concussive Shot just doing so much work. She's actually gone for a 1-1-1 build, just giving her such an advantage in this early part of the game.
Really, really effective. I think it's more based, it's not really to harass, it's more just to initiate into that gank and allows for the rest of the team just to catch up. And because Skyroth Mage is innately quite fast. I mean, his base movement speed's pretty decent, so... Oh, but Pacemaker...
He's going to be under a little bit of trouble. They keep jumping. Anti-Mage keeps jumping, but they do actually get the kill from the Ogre Magi. So much damage coming there from the Ignite, but the real hero of that little battle was definitely the Oracle. Just getting that Fortune's End off, throwing down that Purifying Flames, and lots of little bit of damage going in favor of 5-4-0. Going to be a little bit of a tough lane. They've actually now made it a try versus try, an aggressive try lane for the side of Carbon. Bot lane, CK not doing too bad. I mean, he is sitting toe-to-toe again with the Invoker. Medusa is still sitting top of the chart, so she's doing rather well in the mid lane. She's going to be able to nab herself up a nice little bounty run, and nicely secured there from the Skyroth Mage.
Yo, if you have a look, yes, you got CK is not doing too bad in terms of last hits, but have a look at the Darks here. He's really, really close. He's not that far behind in last hits, and when you're playing this death lane, you want to call it the solo off lane role, you really aren't supposed to be getting any farm. You're not supposed to be getting...
Well, mid lane. So interrupt in mid lane. We do have the Stone Gaze being thrown down. Did stone up the Invoker. The Ogre Major was just able to walk it off. So a little bit of a failed gank coming out from the side of Carbon. Not getting really what they needed or wanted out of that little tussle that they had there. So, I mean, CK's got his... he's got his helm. Going to be trying to get that armlet pretty soon, I'm sure. Just to try and give him a little bit more survivability in lane as well. But these Iron Shells are just doing so much work for Darkseer. I mean, it's going to be so hard for him actually to keep up or even try and get those denies off. There comes the double Iron Shell now. I mean, at this point in time, he has to just run behind the tier 1 tower and let the tower do its work.
Well, that tier 1 tower is really going to be used to full effectiveness. And I think he's going to have to... he's going to have to make some good plays to get rid of this Iron Shell. But CK is not going to have an issue with it. He might take a little bit of too much of a rest in the beginning, but in the later parts he's just going to be able to melt down that Iron Shell and not really take too much damage from it.
I mean, also something that I know, but here in the bot lane, we do have the Phantasm used up. The wall is dropped, but CK is smashing away. He's now actually deciding to actually run away. He does actually bottle up the dogs here. Now he's on the charge. CK trying to make something happen here. He does have the stun available. He does throw it out, and he's actually just going to TP away. We do have the rotation coming in from the Oracle, but it is not necessary. So... just being able to back himself off there. And I mean, something also, I mean, you can see that the Darkseer is going uncontested. He doesn't even have an Iron Shell to even return to the jungle. So he's not too worried about the bot lane. Rotations haven't been too much damage. But now in the top lane, Anti-Mage in a little bit of trouble here. Has got silenced up. And now we're going to have a 5-4-0 going to be taking the brunt of the damage here for the Anti-Mage. But he is a tanky little OK. Ew.
Oh, that's really powerful. To see Ogre Magi walk in there 3 versus 1 and they can't burst him down. I mean, Ogre Magi's got 900 in his HP pool. Face's only got 800. And Skywrath not even sitting close to that. And it's just really awesome support hero to have on, especially when you're going on such a hard lane yourself.
I mean, all this like does is smash, 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 and absorbs so much damage as well. So, I mean, nice pick up there. A lot of melee, but back to the top lane. We've got AIM. He's going to get shut down. There comes the silence. Does one up. And now Night Wraith, after some action here, can make something happen. The Mana Void doesn't do anything. They do get the Skyroth Mage. And Night Wraith and Pacemaker is able just to walk it off there. Maybe a little bit of a wrong target coming out from the Anti-Mage. Maybe the Lion would have actually been, and the Skyroth Mage would have been actually be a better target for his ulti.
Well, generally speaking, when you want to use the ulti for Anti-Mage, you need to target the hero with the least amount of mana. Now, Face's Void doesn't sit with a huge mana pool. Skywrath Mage sits with almost double his...
Top lane. Sorry, again, top lane, we do have the CK. He does get hexed up, and now we've got CK running under the tier 1 tower. He does get rift. He does go down. They bring down the Void under the tier 1 tower, and Carbon getting themselves another kill here in the top lane. So, I mean, not willing to actually give it up. This rotation coming out from CK, now putting the anti-mage in the bottom lane. I mean, I think they were just trying to secure a little bit of farm on him. He does have his health, his ring of health now, so it's going to be give him a little bit more sustainability. They do get the fortunes in, but they're not going to actually chase it up. Oracle looks like he actually may want to continue here. He's got to be careful when he picks his fights. The Darkseer will definitely punish him for this.
Yeah, the Darkseer catches him off in a bad place. You could say goodbye to Oracle. He doesn't have a lot of HP, and he doesn't have a lot of...
Bubble in the top lane. They do get the Skyroth Mage. Now we've got the Medusa rotating mid. The Ogre's alone, and he's going to go down. So double kill. Going for the Faceless Void. This is not this kind of start you want to give a Faceless Void. Something that's so good at locking down the anti-mage. The Skyroth Mage is also good at locking down the anti-mage. It's possessing quite a problem here for the side of Carbon. The advantage is generally these heroes and want to actually build into a Manta, so it may not become a little bit of a problem in the late game, but there's not much you can do once you're in the bubble of that Faceless Void. But now Kilometers is going to want to engage. Comes the MP, not going to catch anyone. We do have that time lapse jumping out there from the Void, and just a little bit of Ignite being thrown there onto the Void just to kind of harass him, push him back a little bit. But Carbon trying to push quite a bit in this bottom lane. I mean, the way the game's sitting at the moment, the late game, I've got to say it sits a little bit more with Carbon, the late game. So do you feel that Ventus is going to want to actually push and start making these certain timing plays before the AM and the CK become completely ridiculous to deal with? Or do you think Ventus is on the idea, well, no, we want to take it late game because we can actually deal with these heroes?
Well, generally speaking, if you have a look at the actual core heroes for the side of Ventus versus the core heroes for the side of Carbon, Carbon have an advantage. They have the anti-mage who's going to seriously melt that mana shield that TG has. So I think it's a little bit of a timing window for Ventus. They can let the Medusa farm up and get some last hits, but they still need a push, because if they can reduce the anti-mage's ability to farm, then they can secure themselves a very good late game, because anti-mage without any a good item progression is basically food for whoever walks across him.
He does become a little bit of a squishy hero, but as soon as he gets a little bit of an item to farm with, I mean, he is trying to build towards his Battle Fury. He has only got the Ring of Health at the moment, so he's going to be trying to work towards getting that Battle Fury. Once he gets his Battle Fury, he can pretty much just jump into the jungle and then accelerate his farm exponentially and then just get the items that he needs. But let's just have a look in the top lane. Look, could be catching out the Oracle. She is dropping rather quick. There comes the stun, but he's going to get bubbled up. There comes the Mystic Flare, doing so much damage. The wall's thrown down as well, but there comes the Tornado from the Invoker. Is it got enough? Finger does finish him off. Pacemaker, is he going to pay for his sins now? Can't get that one last right click. The bash is too good from the Void and is just holding Kilometers in place. Now they're trying to chase him down, trying to get this Invoker kill. Can they actually make it? Nightwish, she's trying to chase it down. Got 11 seconds cooldown on his time lapse, and Kilometers trying to just get away and actually running back into the team. So he does go down. Now 5-4-0, he's trying to see if he can cause a little bit of a distraction here, and he says no, it's time to get out of dodge. Oracle's coming around the bot. They can maybe try and pick up the Skyroth Mage. There comes the Fortune's End. Purifying Flames, not good enough to bring him down, but there it is, and Skyroth Mage does go down. Sheena, you Oracle, tell me the future. He did bring down the Skyroth Mage. So I mean, kills sitting in the advantage now to Ventus. It was sitting 5-4 just now. Now it's sitting 6 and 7 in favor of Ventus. Ventus is definitely starting to bring things back in terms of the kill side for their team. And nice little engagement top, not wanting to let the side of Carbon get too out of control. We don't get the rotation coming in from the anti-mage. Obviously just wanted to try and secure himself the Battle Fury. And Carbon going in with, I suppose, a very specific gameplay in mind.
Well, definitely so. I mean, you do have a timing window with anti-mage, or especially when you're playing against an anti-mage, because if you can't lock him down, you then need to force a huge amount of pressure onto every other lane that he's not farming on. Anti-Mage innately will be able to farm up those core items once he gets a Battle Fury, and once he gets at level 4 on his blink, you can just blink constantly. I mean, it's a 5-second cooldown. You know, it takes him more than 5 seconds to clear out a creep wave when he's got just got that Battle Fury. So, innately speaking, Anti-Mage will always be able to catch up.
Oh,
It just
top
depends
lane.
how
Sorry to
long
interrupt, but
you
Void
prolong it.
Void does go down to a huge amount of CC coming out from the side of Carbon, and now poor Pacemaker, he's in a little bit of trouble. CK is trying to find him. He doesn't have any more mana left, but we do have the rotation from the Medusa coming in. CK doesn't, he could actually use the TP. They may have actually just baited it out. He doesn't actually know the Medusa's there. She's actually in Viz, and CK just probably a good idea there from the Medusa, not actually revealing it. But there comes a Fantasia. There comes a Pacemaker in a little bit of trouble. There's the Rift. And now smashing like a monster. But Pacemaker, too good, just juking around there. And now AGT completely blocking him off. But he does get the Rift. Does get the line. He's too greedy. The line should have backed out. But the bubble is good. Catches 3 from the side of Carbon. And False Promise is not good enough. He will go down. But nice play there from CK, getting what he could out of that play. I think the line overstayed his welcome a little bit too much there and ended up paying with his life. So, I don't know. Maybe that line was being a little bit cocky. I don't know. But Anti-Mage taking quite a huge amount of damage. Actually blink up, but now Kilometer's in a little bit of trouble. Does get tornadoed up. Can actually bring him down. Kilometer's going to go right-click away. But the Doxia is actually just going to run away. Lion does actually come in here for a piece of the action. Skyroth Mage coming around the back lines. Not actually making anything come off the back of this. The Invoker is lying here in the sidelines. I don't think they're going to actually be wanting to jump this tier 1 tower. The wall is down. Maybe if they can just try and get him to cross it. The Doxia is actually on his way back to base, so there's no vacuum there. Now we've got the Medusa actually rotating into the bot, so may look at trying to take this tier 1 tower on the back of this if they can pick up the Invoker kill. Invoker can defend like the best of them.
Yeah, and Invoker is able to get a nice EMP tornado combo. And you can even couple that up with the meatball, the nice tasty meatball. But Pacemaker.
There we go. There comes the tornado. There comes the finger. Is it going to be good enough? Mystic Flare. The line does go down. The Soin Gaze is being used. They do get the kill on the Medusa as well. But the line is down. Now the Skyroth Mage, he's going to pay with his life. CK, he's trying to follow up here. He does have his Rift available, but now the Void is ready to hit some people. He's smashing away. Here comes the False Promise. Oracle trying to heal him up, but now he's hitting away the dogs here. He does go down far in the back lines. He wasn't the focus. The CK is down, but now Ogre Magi is now the point of interest, and they are catching him now. Oracle does get fortunes end up there. The Void can't actually pursue too much longer. Can they get the last right click off on there? And the Medusa does take it home. Nice little jump there from the Void, just making sure that they can actually slow her down so that the Medusa could get that kill. And so far, 18 minutes in, sitting 12 apiece. It's, I mean, I promised you a bloodbath, and I promised you it was going to be an epic game, and I think I delivered. It had nothing to do with the teams, but purely my fact that I can read the future.
And Jabba is the new Oracle is Jabba Gaming, and it's just really, I mean, you have a look at that engagement. There was 3 lost for the side of Entist and 4 lost for the side of Carbon. Now, Boca did go down. I mean, at the end of the day, Anti-Mage is still alive. He's about a good 200 gold away from getting his Battle Fury, and then he's going to snowball.
I mean, he's looking rather prime. Let's just check his item progression at the moment. I mean, he's sitting, 300 off, so very close. He does jump in. He's trying to get that last hit on the tower. He does get it. Wallbeam dropping, actually committed here for the Anti-Mage. I don't know if that was the right call, considering the Anti-Mage could do exactly what he just did and get himself out of dodge. So nice farm coming out. So nice little dodge there. That actually brought him to his Battle Fury. Did he get it? Yeah, he did. So that's a big item there for the Anti-Mage being picked up. As the Radiant team actually get themselves on the mid tower as well. And now basically both Both teams sitting with 2 towers apiece. Let's just look at the Medusa's items that she's actually progressed to. How do you feel about the Dragon Lance up in the Medusa? Not to mention she's got about 4k in the bank. Not too sure which way she's going to go with it just yet. She's making way to the secret shop. Could be, it's going to probably be the Lincoln Sphere. We do have the ultimate all being picked up there. But how do you feel about the... Do you think it's going to be the Manta?
I think she might just go for it. She just got a Yasha.
Bubble up there. Does catch two. Mystic Flare being used down. CK being able to live through that. Now Stone Gaze being used, but it's not going to help as the teams are running away. Now False Promise coming out from the Oracle. The Oracle is going to go down. Probably Mystic Staff. Is she going to make it? And she does actually go down, but allowing the Ogre Magi and the CK to actually walk away with their lives. While that's all happening, the AM in the back lines just completely just split pushing them to pieces, and had to actually draw out a rotation there from the Medusa. So yeah, just going back to the Medusa's items, I feel that she actually may need to actually go Lincoln's, considering the amount of single target spells the side of Carbon actually have. The Manta's also a good item, also quite necessary, but I don't feel that the
Soft lane.
So necessary. But top lane Invoker picking up the Medusa. Oh, do have the Invoker being silenced out. Quite a bit of a big target there, but now Anti-Mage does get hexed up, does get Earth Spiked, and now his illusions are whacking away at him, but he does manage to blink out. Very tough hero to actually lock down. It's going to be rather difficult for Aventus to actually deal with this Anti-Mage. They do have the Ancient Seal, but without much more than that in their arsenal. They've got the Bubble, they've got the Earth Spike, they've got the Hex. But if they don't make those plays in unison, I mean, the rest of Carbon actually then just goes ham and then can just do so much work on the back line of it.
Oh no, definitely speaking, and we might just see a bit of an engagement with Night Wraith, but he still got hit by it. Nah, I'm just gonna let it go. But I really like how Carbon are pushing into Ventus' side. They're pushing into their jungle. They don't have a lot of vision. That's just very, very minimal by comparison to how much vision the side of Ventus have got. Carbon don't have a lot of somewhat complete vision of the enemy jungle, but they're still creating so much space. And XPFH, he's going to have a massive blast. He's most probably going to be looking to get that Manta style, and like you said, I think the AM really benefits better than the Medusa with his Manta style.
She does. I think maybe the reason why she didn't go Lincoln's is because one spell and it procs the Lincoln's. The Manta maybe actually generates more of confusion for the side of Carbon to actually deal with the real. It's more difficult to find the real Medusa, but with that, the other Medusas don't actually get the mana shield, so it identifies her rather quickly, and there's not much silence coming out from the side of Carbon. But as I said, in the mid lane, 4-second stun coming on onto 3 Kappa. He's going to go down, and the MP good to actually take out the mana of the Void. He doesn't have Bubble. Do they actually turn and fight this one? He does actually get bashed out there, and then Invoker just throwing down a deafening blast, but now Stone Gaze running in the back lines, gonna keep him in place, but oh no, there comes that sneaky finger. You never said I could, but I did, and I threw that finger down and got the kill there on that CK. So, I mean, I suppose all these plays that the side of Carbon is actually trying to do is just to actually create space for the Anti-Mage. I mean, he is pretty much uncontested at the moment. He's sitting with 161 last hits. Closest thereby is the Medusa, sitting at 137. So the AM is doing a fine job at getting that gold in his pocket, and is going to become a real nightmare for the side of Ventus to deal with.
Well, if you had a look at the bit of the map, when Carbon lost CK, they took the bottom tier 1, and there was no contention for Ventus committed so much to get that kill onto CK.
Ty, you may be breaking up. Are you still with me, my friend?
I am here.
Okay, so you broke up a little bit there. We never caught the back end of that comment.
Or can you hear me properly now, Job?
Yeah, now I can hear you good.
Okay, well, fantastic. While CK lost his life in mid lane, needless to say, Carbon took the bottom tier 1, and that's a fair trade, in my honest opinion, if not favoring Carbon more.
Well, I mean, they getting the farm on the anti-mage. They're getting what they need done, and the CK is probably the pickup they're trying to actually do with the CK is just a confusion factor, because if he can actually get big as the aim, he's going to be just as just as much as of a nightmare to deal with as what the aim would be. I mean, aim he's good at split pushing, good in team fights, and just can really throw out the damage. CK, he's just there's a little bit of a factor, but in the mid lane, I did miss that. Line picking up the kill there on the Invoker. I have no doubt that there was a lot of spells cast and quite a bit. Bubble being used, time walk. I mean, I don't know if you were able to catch that fight, but looks like quite a bit was thrown down to actually pick up the Invoker kill. Oh, but we got another one. In the bot lane, 3 Kappa, Skyroth Mage, and a little bit of problems here. Purifying Flame's not going to be good enough. Stone Gaze being thrown out, trying to catch someone here on the back lines. Can they actually pick up the CK? Is actually running away from his team, trying to just keep the side of Ventus away. The line is there, does stun him up, and it is going to be a kill going in favor of the Medusa. And not the kind of person you want to be feeding kills away, especially if you're a CK. So, I mean, a little bit of back and forths from both teams. At this point in time, I don't think it's enough of a lead for the side of Carbon to actually do too much with this. Although the anti-mage, he's getting quite a bit of farm on himself, regardless.
Oh no, definitely. And anti-mage, he's really harassing this top, and you see this side of Ventus put this massive wall down here, or up on the actual cliff side, to spot him out when he does try and retreat, because he's going to be doing that a lot. And
that ward that Ty was actually talking about is this one over here. It does actually reveal him that if he blinks in there and actually decides to TP out, the side of Ventus is actually aware of what he is up to and what he's planning. So a very nice ward there from Ventus. Really trying to get that map control and trying to prevent that split pushing. You'll generally see teams placing those wards there, especially when you're playing up against an anti-mage, a tinker, all those heroes that just cause absolute devastation when they split push. So I mean, identifying that and Ventus actually throw that down, they get that beautiful ward placement and will be able to actually just be able to keep tabs on the anti-mage. It's one of those heroes that you really want to catch. But a big jump in, Pacemaker wants to try and do something on your 5-4-0, but he does with his Earth Spark. A little bit of a doo-doo there, but now CK jumping in, gets these Fantasia. No, is it enough? Phantasm. I keep pronouncing it wrong, but now Lion is going to pay with his life. Ogre Magi just hits too hard, and Night Wraith just going to TP out in the backlines. While that's all happening, Anti-Mage gets that top tower. Now the top lane is pushed in so far, and while this is all happening, the split push begins. I mean, it's so difficult now for the side of Ventus to actually deal with him. His Manta is up. What that means is, as soon as the Ancient Seal from the Skyroth Mage is used, he can just Manta out of it, and he will be able to blink away. So the only thing that can really now deal with the Anti-Mage is the stun from the line, as well as the bubble from the Void. It's going to be very difficult, and if they do land all of that, do they have enough damage to actually bring down the Anti-Mage during that bubble duration? Well, stay tuned and we'll find out.
oh, hello, is that me? I'm back.
You are back, my friend. So I was just running through the ideas of how the Ventus team needs to actually be able to lock down the anti-mage, and do they have enough damage on the side of Ventus to actually bring down the anti-mage in a bubble? Oh, they do catch out the Medusa, and a full EMP landing on her. She has no mana left. This is a little bit of a problem. We do have the aggressive blink in just to actually mana up Medusa to give her that mana shield. But, I mean, the side of Carbon, I mean, something we also haven't spoken about is the amount of mana drain from the side of Carbon. I mean, in terms of the anti-mage, in terms of the Invoker's EMP. I mean, I think I even saw it was the Void that's actually picked up the Diffusal on himself as well. So, I mean, the mana draining that is going to be going on in this game is going to be absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, and the Invoker's going to make maximum effort out of that EMP, and he's trying to get it hit it perfect every time. And although that's a tall order to ask, I mean, it just lives in that mindset of if you never shoot, you're never going to score. So I think he's really going to put it all out there whenever he sees Medusa, get that EMP ready, and just pray for the best.
Yeah, it's one of those situations that that you just have to. I mean, there's nothing to really hold down heroes. I mean, okay, well, Nightwish has actually just decided to jump onto the anti-mage. He does actually run towards the jungle, trying to find him out. He does get silenced out in time. There comes the bubble. Now this is the question. Do they have the damage to actually bring him down? We've got the Void doing quite a bit of work here, and they do. The Hex comes out, making sure that they can lock him down, but remember, that was an entire team from the side of Ventus with no backup from the side of Carbon. As that's all happening, they're pressuring the top lane. They do actually try to make a move here onto the Medusa. Stone Gaze actually being used out. Blink coming up from the Oracle, something we haven't even seen yet, actually being revealed there. Now, oh, Darkseer gonna pay with his life. CK just too strong, and the Invoker picking up the kill on the line in the back lines. Did not see that one, but CK surviving with very little HP. Nice little save there from the Oracle. She did manage to get a save off on the CK. So, I mean, the side of Carbon, they're really trying to get this the side of Ventus to split up, because they know that the strength of Ventus is there. They drop the bubble, the Stone Gaze. I mean, there's just so much synergy from what Ventus is actually bringing to the team fights. I'm not saying that Carbon doesn't, but their split push is a little bit better. And if it's a little bit better than the other teams, then why not take advantage of it?
No, definitely. And Carbon, I think Carbon also starting to feel a bit of pressure coming from the side of Ventus. I mean, Medusa's really becoming a problem. The lockdown that Ventus have, I really don't. I think that's compensating with the fact that they don't have the full damage to try and get rid of that anti-mage. They can just lock him down and chain stun him, chain haste him, and just there's a lot that they can do to bring him down. But at the end of the day, you're committing 3-4 heroes, almost their full skill set, just to kill off the anti-mage. So I think weighing in, it's just really, you're losing a lot more than what you're gaining by committing so much to kill off the anti-mage.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot that they do have to commit. So as the game has kind of slowed down for a bit, let's just run through some of the stats at the moment. Having a look at our team net worth, sitting in favor at Carbon. At one point, it was actually sitting in favor of Ventus, but then Carbon did bring it back, and now is sitting with about a 6,000 net worth lead. Looking at the XPs, tells a very similar story for both teams. Carbon sitting with plus, say, around about 8,000 net XP above the side of Ventus. So things looking pretty good for the side of Carbon at the moment. And just at the way that the supports have actually decided to itemize, let's have a look at the items quickly. There's a couple of blinks already out for the side of Carbon. They've got the blink on the Oracle as well as the Invoker. That's going to be doing... that's just going to help out with positioning, making sure that the Oracle can stand a little bit out of battle, blink in, and save the cause that she needs to. For the side of Ventus, we've got the blink on the Lion as well as onto the Darkseer, as well as on the Void. So the mobility for both teams quite ridiculous. But let's just see what happens here. The Oracle does go down, the Void catching her out, and she's going to pay with her life. Now CK, he's going to be paying with his life as well. He does go down, and that Darkseer Iron Shell is just too strong. And I mean, this goes back to the days that Darkseer was one of those prominent bans for teams, just so difficult to deal with. I mean, especially if Carbon was kind of going to go with this melee strat, maybe only identifying it later in the game, but allowing the Darkseer through kind of left Carbon in a little bit of a precarious position. Not saying they can't deal with it at the moment, but definitely doing its fair share of work.
Definitely, and that is... So there's going to be a Roshan at the end. Not too sure. They got a lot of damage coming up from the faces as well as the Medusa.
Well,
But
there's a Sunstrike. They know. They do know this is the current vision for the side of Ventus. I'll change it around, and that is the current vision for the side of Carbon. Very little wards on the map, and now they do see the side of Ventus in the vicinity being scouted out there from the Ogre Magi. And now they make you look at one turning this. The Tornado is going to be used. Is it going to be followed up by an EMP? And no, it's not, but the illusions from Anti-Mage. It's going to just scout out the Rosh. Maybe it's worth jumping in here. Rosh is only half HP. There comes the EMP. Not going to be able to catch anyone, but there comes the Rift from the CK. Now BKB's up, trying to make a play here. Pacemaker. He's trying to get out of dodge. There comes the Stone Gaze. Line is going to go down in the backgrounds, but hitting so hard, Oracle almost pays with a laugh. Trying to chase down the rest. Invoker, Ogre Magi being vacuumed out. Pieces of dirt at the moment. And now there comes the ult coming out from the anti-mage, bringing down the Darks here. But the Medusa, the one that was sitting in the Rosh pit, is able to just walk away and with the tail between her legs, as they actually just relinquished Rosh to the side of Carbon. I would not have said that Carbon had a strong Rosh fight, considering you have a Darkseer and a Void on the map. I don't think Ventus should have lost that Rosh fight.
No, in all sense of the word, Anti-Mage was only going to be able to take out so much. They had the Void, the Bubble was ready, the Lion's Finger of Death was ready, Darkseer's Wall was ready, the Ancient Seal was, the Mystic Flare was ready. So I think just being very cautious, and at the end of the day, it might just cost them a bit more than what they expected.
Well, off the back of that, they did manage to pick themselves up the tier 3 tower in the bot lane. So Carbon picking up and doing objective Dota. I mean, they managed to pick up Rosh. They managed to pick up the bottom tier 3 tower. The unfortunate thing is it worked out in their favor. But considering the vision that the side of Carbon actually had, didn't really deserve it, considering the way that the wards have been going and everything that's been happening. But, you know, fortunate favors the bold.
That is 100% correct. And I mean, Anti-Mage is going to get that Abyssal Blade. He's already got the Skull Bash. He just needs the Vanguard, and then that is up and ready. And then we're going to see a different Anti-Mage come and play against Ventus. And Ventus are trying to beat back backdoor protection, but that doesn't work.
Well, they're going to actually get
There's a reason it's called backdoor protection.
Well, now the doors are open for the side of Ventus. All tier 2 towers are down. Gonna leave Ventus in a little bit of a precarious position at the moment. It's gonna make it harder to defend. They've already lost the tier 3 tower in the bot lane. It's now just 2 more tier 3 towers that are holding them back from the racks. I mean, if we can call those towers my brothers. I mean, you know when you go out to a club and you say, like, hold me back, because I want to, like, fight someone. I don't know if you know the expression. Like, hold me back. I want to punch him. And unfortunately, the big brothers on the towers are looking rather bleak at the moment. A little bit of chip damage already to the top tier tower. I mean, it's only 50 damage, but it can already show you what Carbon is wanting to do here. So maybe respecting the late game from the side of Ventus, and Carbon deciding to be the ones that are going to be the fight takers, the ones that are going to be making the plays.
Anti-Mage just finished up his Abyssal Blade, so now we're going to see a big fight on AGPG.
Well, here we go. We do have the faces. Boy, he does get Abyssal up, but the stun from the line is good. Mystic Flare, there comes the wall. He has been silenced up. He doesn't have his manta available to him now. And that big mana void bringing down the line in the background. Invoker gets the kill there. Now Anti-Mage clearing up the Darkseer as well, but it actually went in favor of the Oracle. But so much damage coming out from the aim at the moment. And now with the back of this, they could actually be looking at threatening the tier 3 tower in the mid lane. They are going to try and make a play. Phantasm is used for the CK. He doesn't have his Manta yet, so as soon as he does get a Manta, it's going to be a lot of illusions for the side of Carbon to deal with. They do actually just now have the Medusa actually just defending the high ground. They actually decide to rotate to the bot. Already taking quite a bit of damage here on the melee racks. Now they catch the Medusa. Huge EMP drops the mana shield. Mystic Flare being shared by 2. Not going to do enough damage. The Medusa does go down. There comes a deafening blast onto Nitrate. Is he able to time-lapse it off? He's not. He goes down. Bash, bash, bash. RNG guards are listening to the AM. He doesn't have any mana. He can't blink out. But there comes the Hex. Is it enough from the side of Ventus to bring him down? They are going to try and chase up. Nitrate in hot pursuit here. Put him in a Sabaru. He's chasing him down. 504. Does miss the Fire Blast. That time dilation just too good. But now can he deny himself here to the Ancients? And he doesn't face the Void picking that up. As that happens, Anti-Mage just runs back into the jungle and farms. I mean, 369 last hits. Let's even just look at the individual net worths of each hero. At the 40-minute mark, we are looking at a net worth for the AIM of about 23k, with the closest in tow would be the Faceless Void. I mean, that is just sickening to the core on how much AIM's got out of this map. But Whirlwind, EMP, blink out of dodge, just trying to allow Ventus to pop some of their cooldowns here on their consumable items on the GG boot. So looks like Ventus may actually want to be pressuring the mid tower now. Do they have enough to break high ground? That is the question. Do you think Ventus has what it takes? But there comes AIM. He jumps in, gets the Abyssal off, drops that Medusa like she was popcorn, and now they're chasing it down. CK finding out the Skyroth Mage does cancel the TP there with the Rift, and now the chase continues. Oracle trying to see if she can actually get the Fortune's End in time. She can't. The blink actually being used and on cooldown. So now with your Medusa down, your two supports down, this is going to open the gates, but Nitrate is going to be punishing you with his life and getting another kill for the AIM. I mean, AIM now picking himself up the BKB, just trying to prevent that line disable. That line been playing really well, really focusing down the anti-mage, really stopping him from being able to chase down those heroes. And as an AM, you'd want to do that?
Oh, well, BKB on any hero is not always a bad idea, unless it's Juggernauts, but no Juggernaut here, but anti-mage is just really going to and he's actually keeping the throne. They want to finish this now.
Yeah, they didn't even bother with the mid racks. They know that the two heroes, their two cores were down, pushing in. They have so many illusions here for the side of Carbon, and that is gotta be it. It is gotta be GG. Game 1 under the belt for the side of Carbon, taking home this game. Incredible game thus far. I mean, from what I saw, the illusions that just came out here from the side of Carbon, how do you even deal with all of that? But Mr. Tyrox, please tell me, as the side of Ventus, how do you actually deal with a team like this, and what actually led Ventus into the losing seats? I don't think they lost the draft. I think something went wrong during the game for them.
Anti-mage. That's your one-word answer. That's the best answer I can give you, Jabba. The fact that they picked the Medusa so early, and they allowed Carbon to counter that pick hard with the AM pickup. That's it.
Well, there you have it for Game 1 under the belt. This is the Ballistix Cup. Remember, the winner of this game will go up against Damage Control further down the ladder. But for those of you that are not going to be joining us for Game 2, boo-hoo for you. But for those of you that are, please do join us shortly. The game is going to go up rather quickly, so do catch us there. I am Jabba. I'm joined by Tyrox. You can follow us, tweet us, Facebook us. The stream is actually up at the moment if you do want to catch it. Otherwise, we will see you in Game 2, and hopefully it's going to be just as good. So see you guys soon.
Crucial Ballistix gaming memory delivers the seamless performance and instant responsiveness you need for total domination. With Ballistix gaming memory, you get faster speeds, lower latencies, and aggressive heat spreaders. Advanced features such as LEDs, low-profile modules, and real-time temperature monitoring let you customize your rig further. Ballistix modules are available in DDR3 and the latest DDR4 technology, which is faster, has lower voltages, and greater capacities than DDR3. Choose your level of performance with Sports, Tactical, or Elite series, and crush the competition with Ballistix. Accelerate nearly everything on your rig with a crucial SSD. Slash load times. Get into your game faster and access files, games, and apps almost as soon as you click on them. Choose the form factor that's right for your build and destroy the competition with the power and acceleration of a crucial SSD.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. We are in game number 2 of this best of 3 series. It is going to be Carbon versus Ventus Pink. So far, game 1 was taken by Carbon, played an extraordinary game. Too much farm in the aim is basically what it came down to. And we are in game number 2. I am Jabba. I am joined by Tyrox. For those of you that are just joining us, I hope it has been a cracker of a Sunday for you. But we are going to get into game 2 rather quick. Ta, give us a rundown of what you see so far.
Well, the Doxy again is this going to be a bit of a replay of what happened last game? I don't know.
It's on the. It's now Carbon was able to actually pick them up. Doxy was played for Ventus previously.
Yeah, that is 100% true, and I'm not too sure if Ventus are going to commit to countering the Doxia or if they're just going to work into one of their strats. And Oracle pickup, are we going to have like a reverse draft this game?
Well, potentially now this time Carbon actually snacking themselves up the Doxia. This time Ventus getting the Oracle. I mean, doing so much work previously. But I mean, as you mentioned in game 1, Oracle generally wants to be synergized with the Huskar. Do you pick it up now, or do you hope that Carbon actually doesn't ban out the Huskar? So Ventus now actually picking up the Ogre, Magi, and the Oracle. So far, this is going exactly how the first game went, except now, okay, things have changed. Carbon actually decided to pick themselves up an Earth Spirit this time around. I mean, not too much played in the SA competitive scene. Internationals, they really do like the ES. How do you feel Carbon is actually going to maybe try and make this work here?
Well, Earth Spirit had quite a bit of a nerf. Those Stone Remnants are super slow. You're actually able to dodge them now if you're a little bit more active on your keyboard. If you're good with your micro skills or Michael skills, you can actually dodge those boulders. But he's still a very good core hero. Once he gets level 6, you can go rotate, you can go get yourself a gank, and you're almost guaranteed to get it if, obviously, you use your magnetize correctly and you know the wombo combo. And speaking from experience, you need to have a very good idea of how to play Earth Spirit. You can't just go into an all random with an Earth Spirit and expect to get a multi kill. And I think For Carbon, they need to. They've got a good support hero. They've got the Earth Spirit. I'm not too sure how they're going to want to run him, or maybe fourth or maybe fifth, because he's so capable of doing so much with just his standard skill set. He's not really called for farming. I mean, in comparison to the Dark Sea, he wants to get a Soul Ring, wants to get a mech, wants to get some good items, wants to get a blink. So I really think that Earth Spirit's going to run this level 5 support. On the side of Ventus, though, Jabba. I mean, what
That
else do you?
Well, what I'm seeing here from Ventus at the moment is they've actually denied the Invoker and the AM pick now for Carbon. Basically, that took a game one off Ventus because of the AM just farming too much. And that's what you said. The AM was the problem. Farm too hard. It's unfortunately inevitable until the anti-mage gets his Battle Fury. It's just whether the team can survive that long. And unfortunately, Ventus actually couldn't keep down the AM. Even with what they had to deal with him, there was just too much being thrown at the side of Ventus to actually stop them in their tracks. So this time around, preventing that AM pick. But now with all these bans that are coming out, it's going to leave a lot of heroes in the pool. Quick, Carbon actually did ban out the Husker as well, so denying that Oracle Husker pickup as well. But now for the side of Ventus, getting themselves an X, and wow, good day, sir, because if you can land a couple of good calls, it is really going to be tough for the side of Carbon to actually deal with it. But most of the teams can deal with an X. I mean, not too much clumping, but still a hero that puts so much aggression on in the early games, especially once he gets that blink up, can really do so much work.
Axe has always been that hero that can just seriously cut a wave, cut an entire lane, and just really starve a safe lane hero's farm. And I think Carbon, they need to understand now that obviously you've got melee, you've got the melee Darkseid and the melee Earth Spirits. You can't really fight with your core melee hero. You can't put for example, an anti-mage, regardless of him being banned out, you can't put him against an axe because of those spin to win situation. It's just really going to be a big pain to deal with. They could potentially be looking to pick up the Medusa themselves in this game, considering the work it can do against an axe.
Well, I mean, do you think the X was specifically to go up against the Dark Sea? I mean, he could deal a lot more damage with his Helix, but he'll still be taking quite a bit of magic damage from the Iron Shell during it. So, maybe it's just trying to deal with the Dark Sea. I mean, they'll stick X in that off lane role, try and see what he can get out of it. Maybe send him to the jungle thereafter. We'll see how Ventus actually decides to actually play the X. I mean, for off-lane melee heroes, like you said, it makes it very difficult for heroes to deal with. But we do have two very big pickups here for both teams. Disruptor, absolutely ridiculous to deal with. I mean, I find the strength of a Disruptor is when teams are engaging on you, you have such a good defensive stance in terms of his static storm. And as soon as teams are trying to disengage, you've now got the glimpse available. Now, with that used, I mean, isn't that a pure counter to Morphling's replica for Ventus picking up the Morphling? I mean, look, he's an absolute ridiculous carry. I mean, gets the E-Blade, he just becomes mowing down heroes. But with the Disruptor pick, doesn't that generally just cancel out the replica and avoiding the Morphling from actually running away?
He's not going to be able to strength morph if he's under that static storm. So I think positioning for the Morphling is going to be more crucial than anything. And he could, if Axe gets a call to disrupt the Morphling, can just easily walk in and start causing havoc. But there's just so much silence on the side. I mean, you've got the Disruptor, Static Storm, you've got the Earth Spirit, he's got that Geometric Grip, and that causes a silence for about 4 seconds. So for 4 seconds, you cannot morph, you cannot strength morph. And seeing that Carbon just showed a Phantom Assassin pickup, Morphling's going to want to have as much HP as possible because Phantom Assassin's going to eat it. It's just really going to chip away at that HP, and if you can't strength morph after morphing so much into agility, it could be potentially dangerous for Morphling in this specific lineup.
Well, we're probably going to see a mid PA coming out for the side of Carbon, but what's very more interesting is that the bans coming out for both teams, banning out the Razor. So assuming that the Morphling was actually going to take a safe lane pick, I think they may actually want to put Morphling in the mid lane. Not too sure yet, but I think this is going to be a mid lane PA waiting for Carbon to pick up their core. Obviously denying them the Jugger core, going to leave them in a little bit of a precarious situation. What other core could the side of Carbon actually pick up here? Maybe a Slark. I mean, he could do really well. He's got that essence shift that then just starts stealing stats. What could Carbon pick up here? And then for Ventus, they're looking for a mid. So I lie. It's probably going to be a safe lane PA and a mid storm. For Ventus, what do you think the last pick's going to be?
I would love to say Templar Assassin. Because there's the chip damage from the Iron Shell is going to be able to proc that. But, I mean, PA, you're going to want to have a coup de crit on the TA, and I do think that it doesn't, it really just stops a lot of damage coming in. So Templar Assassin is a very viable pick. In terms of another mid, Queen of Pain is also there, but Queen of Pain very, very easily get locked down by the Storm Spirit and his Ice Vortex. Or Electric Vortex.
Well, unfortunately, the Invoker's actually been banned. I could have actually dealt with the Storm Spirit pretty well. I mean, considering you have the EMP. It's going to be really tough to actually see how they actually decide to run this. I mean, Morphling can still be put in the safe lane or in the mid. So Ventus has got a little bit of options out here on what they decide to do. Morphling does have that inherent waveform to escape. So going to be a little bit tough to actually put Phantom Assassin against... in the safe lane, who would you want to put against the PA in the safe lane is probably rather the better question. Because if the Morphling can't handle it, then obviously you want someone else that can actually go toe-to-toe with the PA. Unless they just send the Darkseer to the... well, no, the Darkseer is on the side of Carbon. So it's going to be a little bit tricky here. Morphling, how do you feel it's going to be? I'm still not 100% sure it's going to be a mid or a safe lane morph.
I really would love to tell you where this Morphling is going to go, but I really think also he's going to try and get away from any lane that the PA is even close to being involved in. And yes, that blur is going to cause them to... They're going to have to be very much on their toes, because PA, with that blur, you're not able to see on the minimap, and Morphling could very easily get ganked because of that by the PA. And
what about a Wind Ranger?
This is a very nice lineup for Carbon.
What about a Wind Ranger? Oh, there's the TA. You did say so. You did call it. Well played, good sir.
Yeah,
well played.
It is a nice hero. I mean, there's going to be able to just really block a lot of damage coming from Carbon. It's going to be able to put out a lot of damage as well once the Desolator comes up on the TA. It's just, I really like the Templar Assassin pick, and yeah, it has its place in the Dota 2 current meta. I just really think that TA isn't really played that much in the professional scene of South Africa, to speak. And I do think we are going to get a very, very nice example of what TA can do.
I feel that the TA would have to be a little bit more aggressive than how some players play the TA, just because they've got so much abilities on the side of Carbon, they can actually deal with it. I mean, we've got the Remnant, we've got the Static Storm, as well as what Earth Spirit can do in terms of AoE. Templar Assassin can be taking quite a bit of damage as well. But we'll get into the game nonetheless. So it is going to be Ventus Gaming, or Ventus Pink versus Carbon, and it is going to be game number 2. Carbon was able to take game 1 of Ventus. The winners of this will be going against Damage Control further up the ladder to get us closer to the victors of this Ballistix Cup. For those of you that are just joining us, I am Jabba. With me, I have got Tyrox. We're going to be bringing you game 2. So as the action starts teetering out of the base, the side of Ventus has actually decided to smoke up. It has broken up, but I think they actually just cast that a little bit too early for the side of Carbon. They're just hanging around the top bounty run. So with all that said, and we've got a little bit of a pause, how do you feel about the draft thus far? I mean, who do you think has this game according to the draft?
According to the draft, I'd love to say Ventus. I mean, Ventus is just going to have so much lockdown, so much actual support, and a lot of high damage output. But for the side of Carbon, they've got this unpredictability with the PA. if PA gets a good start, it's just going to snowball. It's really going to set up a lot with the Storm Spirit. It's going to be able to set up a lot for the PA Spirit as well, and disrupt. Doxia is going to dominate his lane regardless.
Well, a little bit of a different opening from both teams. First game, first blood going rather quickly in favor of Carbon being able to pick up that invoker first blood. This time, both teams just opting to we'll trade ruins. It was a gentleman's agreement, and pretty much that's how it went. Storm Spirit are going to be sitting up against AGT in the mid lane. The matchup in the mid lane before things get too hectic so far, I think probably the TA takes this one. Before level 6 at least. Oh, but hang on, as I say that, there comes the ball. 540 jumping into the mid, trying to get that harass onto AGT. Now we've got Oracle, so for the moment could actually be a little bit of a dual lane in the mid, just trying to secure a little bit of farm on their cause.
Well, AGTs might have a tough lane in this mid position because of KMS's ability. He's taken Static Remnant as his first ability pickup, so he's going to be able to really cause a lot of damage onto that Refraction. But the Refraction is going to soak up so much damage, it's going to be really hard for KMS. He's going to have to commit almost his full HP mana pool to be able to bring down AGTG.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult. But I'm jumping into the top lane now, just having a look at our Axe and our Ogre Major team up. I mean, Axe can put so much pressure into this lane. The lane is already under the tier 1 tower. And because she's going up against the PA, this Axe is actually going to just wreck. Even though you thought it was going to actually be the other way around with the Darkseer versus the Axe. This time round it is the Axe versus the PA and Disruptor. But now in the bot lane we've got Nitro taking quite a bit of damage. 504 getting himself around the map and taking quite a bit of damage there from that little bit of an engagement. And going to be a little bit of a tricky spot here. I mean, let's jump onto the bot lane and tell me, how do you think this matchup's going to go?
I have quit Dota. Is not going to be... I mean, he is going to dominate his lane. Knight's Wrath is not going to have a very good time because of the fact that Iron Shell is still in range, even when he's trying to right click it at his max range. And as you just see, the Oracle committing quite a lot. They're going to have to continuously commit a lot to stop this Iron Shell creep because Night Wraith doesn't have a huge HP pool. He can morph it that way, but I really doubt he'd want to do that so early on. You want to get some good cores, some good agility stats morphed in from the strength stats, and that as a result you're going to lose HP.
Oh, that's going to be a little bit of a problem. I'm just looking in the mid lane. 504 is trying to see if he can actually make something happen. Yeah, he actually just then decides to actually just walk away and do what Earth Spirits do. And well, it looks like he may actually be coming back a bit, but while that's all just paused out, I did notice that Darkseer actually did pick up the Iron Talon. So if things in this bot lane for him don't go well, he can always return to the jungle. Kind of the strength of the Darkseer, but now, there we go, 504 now engaging on the mid lane. Does pop the shield comes up again. Now AGT want to actually make a player. Got no rotations coming in here for the side of Ventus, but TA is just too strong, keeping those heroes at bay. Excuse me. That's actually putting 2 points into Refraction, so being able to negate quite a bit of damage, quite a number of hits there from the side of Carbon, knowing that she's going to be top prize for the side of Carbon to actually bring down.
Yeah, it's gonna be the hero to try and kill. It's gonna be almost like the anti-mage of last game, but I do think that Temple Assassin.
Top lane, we got Arat in a lot of damage. Does get the call off, not enough, and still doing quite a huge amount of damage. But PA jumping in there says, "I don't believe in your RNG, bro." And they do get the return kill on the Disruptor from the Ogre Major, just throwing down that ignite. I mean, that Axe, I mean, if he had a little bit more HP or a little bit more tankageness, I mean, that's a big problem here for the side of Carbon. I mean, you've got 3 heroes for Carbon that are melee, and a bit of a but now PA does get stunned out. There comes the call, it's good. Ogre Major picking up the kill, does miss the silence. The Earth Spirit just a little bit too late to the party there. I think that Earth Spirit is Lebanese because he is late. But yeah, X walking away with well, The Ogre walking away with a pretty little kill there for himself. And it's going to put him pretty good in terms of getting his blink rather early. Now, as this X, do you go for your Vanguard first, you go Blade Mail first, or do we look at him getting his blink? If you were the X, what would you be focusing on at this point of the game?
I'd love to be able to get that blink dagger so early on, but then I would have to abandon the top lane, because if you're going to go for the Vanguard early on, that's also a very good idea. If you want to stick to this lane and you want to survive as long as possible, then you're going to want to tank up a lot of damage coming from the PA. I mean, the dagger spam is going to be constant. Got the the disruptor who can just bring you back again. So if you want to stick to this top lane, then I'd say I would highly suggest a Vanguard. If you want to rotate, you want to go get some kills, then a blink dagger would do just as well.
All right, well, let's see if he does actually decide to opt to get the blink dagger first. I'm just having a look at the mid. We've got 5-4, just trying to see if he can pick himself up a nice little Kilio and AGT. Not going to look like they're going to follow through with it. And no, he may actually just be looking. Oh, but we do get the kill there on the disruptor. He does actually go down. X finding him out. And it looks like that may just be the end of that in the top lane. But now let's jump back to the mid lane. 3 of them trying to chase down the TA. She's going to make it under the tier 3 tower. There comes the Oracle. She's in the back line. She's going to take a huge amount of damage. She's going to go down. Can they get the ES in a return kill? And they don't. They got a little bit of a pathing mistake there from 3 Kappa. Not the best, but now AGT taking quite a chunk of damage here. Sentry Rune does actually protect her, as we know that there are no dire sentries allowed. And Templar does go down as well. So now Carbon really making a play. Yeah, there comes the Oracle. She's back. Pacemaker. He's going to be brought down. Thunderstruck. It's just too good. Can we get some saves here from the Oracle, please? And it looks like Pacemaker may actually just be able to walk it off. Walks it off with like 50 HP. So nicely done there from the side of Ventus. But being able to pick themselves up that Earth Spirit kill for Carbon. And yeah, let's have a look at the recap. Sitting in favor of Ventus with a gold change of around about 400 gold. So, I mean, necessary. Now, Storm in a little bit of trouble here. Can AGT actually toggle him down, get him down? Battle Hunger is actually doing good, but the dunk is there! Oh my gosh, he got him. And that dunk was solid. NBA player of the year. Goes to Arat, picking himself up. That pretty little kill there. And top lane, just leaving Pacemaker to go to work here on the PA. Throwing down that Ignite. And just doing some early bit of work here for the side of Ventus. I mean, again, do you think it's a crucial timing for the side of Carbon? I do believe that Ventus's lineup will go better late game.
That is a very good justifiable statement based on the fact that you got the Templar assassin who in that fight, although she died, I don't know why, still stood still and waited for the Iron Shot to tick off, but really it again took a lot of heroes to try and kill her. Now that's going to be the recurring theme of this laning phase. Templar assassin is going to walk away with a lot more than what KMS is going to. And bottom lane.
Oh, they do try and find him out here. 504. He's just going to hang in the back lines. I have to quit Dota. Try to make a little bit of a rotation now. Trying to find down the Oracle. There comes the wall. Does catch the Oracle. Morphling does dodge it. They're going to try and see if she can catch her out. She's dropping very low. And the last little Thunderstrike going in favor of the Disruptor. 504 now also goes down for his sins. Sheena. Oh, Cena down as well. So now 2 down for the side of Carbon. Night Wraith trying to make something happen here. And he's actually just going to be able to escape quite easily. Storm trying to rotate in here, but realizing too many of his teammates are down, and he's going to have to retreat, sound the alarm, and get himself out of dodge.
Well, very well done from Night Wraith to actually get those 2 kills. I mean, it's not a hard task to get 2 kills when you're on that Morphling. But to get it so nice early on is just a little bit of a pat on the back. He's going to be able to get to his core item timing a lot quicker than what he was expecting. I mean, Darkseer is not doing too much in this lane. Hence why he got that Iron Talon. He does have a Soul Ring as well as the Headdress, so going for that mechanism pick up early.
Top lane, we've got X going versus the PA. Arat very low HP, but PA running away. The Thunder Strike is good. And Disruptor picking himself up a kill there. PA could have actually been dunked, but just being able to stay out of range of that Culling Blade from the X and walk away with their head held high. But now we've got the Oracle sitting in the backlines. Maybe they can make something off the back of this. There comes the Fortune's End. There comes the Purifying Flames. Oh no, not good enough to actually bring it down. Blinks to the Disruptor, just confusing the play in terms of follow-up that she may actually provide. But now we've got Carbon sitting in the backlines here. Can they actually make something happen? Earth Spirit may want to do something here. They don't have any wards. They don't know that they're there. Now it comes out and the PA is actually going to just TP back to base, and it may actually just, the supports may actually just follow suit here.
Well, I think at this point in time, you don't want to let your PA die. It's generally a very bad idea, but considering the start she's had, she isn't almost at the, well, I say that very loosely, but the CS chart shows a lot. And though PA got a kill,
Ooh, mid lane. AGT under a little bit of pressure here. There comes the false promise. They're trying to make a turn here. AGT just standing there. Attack, my friend. Oracle is going to pay for his sins. They're going to try and bring down AGT. She's just standing there. Can they confuse the side of Carbon enough? And AGT actually just being able to walk out of it. Not having any reveal at this point in time is costing the side of Carbon here. And now they're deciding to turn onto the Storm Spirit. Does she have enough to actually get out of dodge? No, it's not. Stunner's good. Holds her in place for quite a while. Now Thunderstrike from the Disruptor. There's the glimpse. There's the kinetic field. Chunking 504's HP. And AGT just being able to walk away. So the Oracle did go down, but they did eventually get the kill on the Storm. Now they're putting some pressure onto the Disruptor. Is she able to go down? Does dodge that little stone thingus from the Earth Spirit. And ding, ding, ding! Fruit salad as the per Disruptor does go down as well. So, I mean, so far very action packed. I mean, in the beginning it started a little bit shaky. I mean, not too much deaths going either way, and now things are starting to heat up a little bit. I do hear a call from the X. Where are you, Mr. X? Oh no, he's just in the jungle. Oh. False alarm, people. False alarm.
Never getting excited at the sound of an axe. And XBFH is, I'd love to say he's not having a good lane, because he's not really having the best lane. Let's put it in that plain sense. They can really lock him down as easy as it is to lock almost any hero down. That Blur is not doing as much work because there's only 1 point up in that. But as long as you're forcing rotations from the side of Ventus, if you're forcing them to spend 50 gold, 100 gold at a time in TPs alone, and you just have yourself a free farm, walk back into the jungle, get some more last hits, get some more gold, and get yourself closer to that timing window. I mean, that's extremely crucial for any hero, any core hero, regardless of team. And any core hero in Dota itself has got this timing window that we so like to speak about. And when it gets to that timing window, then you get to see a hero in its prime. And the longer it goes after that, the more the hero starts to somewhat fall off. I wouldn't say necessarily die, but becomes a little less effective. But
that was a little bit weird from the Earth Spirit. Actually popped his ulti on an illusion. Don't actually know what happened there. You wouldn't want to actually use it just with one hero around anyway. So now that's going to sound the retreat for the side of Carbon. A little bit of a misclick coming out from Earth Spirit, but as that happens, mid tower does go down in favor of Ventus. Aqua Dota trying to see a little bit, trying to just hold the TA at bay, but now this is going to open up free reign for Carbon to maybe just do something, noting that the ulti is down from the Earth Spirit. The problem that I'm seeing here for Carbon is the PA generally wants to fight ahead of a Morphling, especially in this type of matchup, because if the Morphling can get her E-Blade, she will be blowing up the PA. But enough of that kind of nonsense I'm talking about. They do get the glimpse onto Nitrate. There comes the false promise, does glimpse him back, and just going to be able to walk it off. There's the Fortune's End holding the PA in place, and going to just reset the fight just a tad. We do have we actually have no ults up on the side of Carbon. Very low HP there on the darks here, but for the side of Ventus, all ultis are available, all systems go, all systems check, and we are ready for launch here for the side of Ventus. Looking at actually pressuring this tier 1 tower for the side of Carbon. I mean, what I do like about Carbon's draft is they're always a ready to fight team. There's very low cooldowns from the side of Carbon. They've got they don't have to wait for those big ults, whereas on the side of Ventus a little bit of bigger ults. But there we go. Yes, finds out the X, or should I rather say the X finds out the yes. And now Morphling gets kicked away. You are not allowed in here, my friend, and he's gonna go down. Axe is able to just get it off. Didn't get the dunk. Suspect it was a Helix in the mid lane. PA putting damage here on the mid. In the top lane, we've got our Storm Spirit bringing down that tier 1 tower there for the side of Ventus. I mean, a lot of stuff is happening around the map all at once. The captains that are coordinating these kind of attacks, this is like something you'd see out of Ender's Game.
And a very good stab at that awesome movie right there. But if you have a look, Ventus take a tier 1 tower bottom, but lose a tier 1 tower top. I honestly think, based on I need your opinion here, Jabba, as well. Based on the way the map is laid out, I think losing a tier 1 top on Radiant is a lot more damaging than what it is to lose a tier 1 bot for the Dire. I don't know, what is your honest opinion on that?
I mean, considering that they're Dire, I was about to mention that, I mean, roster go now down to Templar, but losing the tier 1 tower in the bot lane for Carbon is massive, just because you see how that loses Rosh potential and whatever problem it is. But the big team fight blowing up here, Disruptor does go down. There comes that ulti from the Earth Spirit. They're going to try and chase him down, and getting a 4-man silence. That is massive. 504. What kind of god are you? But he does, whatever god you are, does actually go down to the dunk. But Earthspirit picking up the Oracle, trying to heal herself up. But I don't think she actually popped the disarm before she did. And she actually just Purifying Flame. Probably trying to get a little bit of a suicide out there from her. But not good enough, and still gave the kill to the... So, I mean, just jumping back to your question before that huge fight erupted for both teams, is if you lose this this tower here, you kind of relinquish all action in this vicinity, which is a little bit of a problem. So losing that tower as opposed to losing the top tower here, it's not as important. So I would say losing that tier 1 tower in the bot lane for Carbon is a little bit more detrimental.
Perfect. No, I just love to see the non-analytical caster do some analytics, and also to see coming out from each other. But
I'm not just a pretty face, bro.
And a loud mouth. Sorry, I was saying AGTG has got a desolator. Bad respect for each other, but AGTG has got the desolator up. It still has Aegis, so wasn't able to expel it on the side of Carbon. Oh, yeah, I think there's going to be a start of a clinch coming out from Ventus, and look at that in
rune. PA also actually just picked up her Desolator now as well. But now in the bot lane, Morphling got caught out in the storm, got the wall. You going nowhere, my friend, as that silence doing a huge amount of work. I mean, committing the ulti to bring down the Morph, absolutely worth it at this point in the game. The Morphling sitting 141 last hits to the closest on the side of Carbon is going to be the Storm, sitting at 95. So big kill there for Carbon, and actually so needed.
Very much so, and we see they might lose a tier 1 bottom, and Morphling gave up a huge 650 gold to Disruptor. Now, you actually want to get that on your cause.
Oh, just too late, Mr. X. X jumped in, tried to cancel the TP there from the Earth Spirit. Just a little bit too slow there, my friend, but he was able to just get back to base and heal himself up, and still saving themselves this bot tower here for the Radiant team.
Well, obviously identifying with the core positioning it allows for the side of Ventus to have. You're able to just quickly get to Rashawn. Based on the fact that Carbon don't have their tier 1 bottom anymore, you keeping that tier 1 bottom opens up so much more for you, and just reduces the amount of pressure that they can put on you, or from the side of Carbon speaking.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's such a benefit. But let's just jump onto what our wards are looking like thus far. I mean, the wards are not looking too good for the side of Ventus. They've just actually been dewarded. For the side of Carbon, got 2 observers done. Gives kind of a bit of information here. Just if they're going to try and do any ancient camps, they can actually spot that out. And if they're trying to do any invading, they can spot that out as well. So, nice little warding from the side of Carbon. Unfortunately, not enough wards for the side of Ventus, as they just actually got the water. But now Ventus want to say hello, want to knock on the door. Let me in, bad boys. I want to come inside and play, as they are already putting some chip damage on this mid to tier 3 tower. Maybe another 4 clicks coming out from the TA. PA should actually have a desolator, and she does. She actually does have a desolator now, so she's going to be throwing out the damage at this point. Not opting to go for the Battle Fury, rather going for the Deso, trying to make sure they can actually deal with the X. The X's armor, but now X has actually got the blade mail as well, so it's going to be a little bit of a problem for the PA just to jump in, but we will see how it does pan out. I am zoomed out and we are ready to go. It looks like both teams want to actually take a little bit of a fight here. Placing the TA in the front. She does still have the Aegis. Oh, there comes the glimpse. That's what I'm talking about, the disengage. And she's going to go down. Oh, it just went out. It just timed out. The Templar's down. She's down for 48 seconds. No buyback. This is massive for Carbon. Can they turn it around? They get the kill on the Ogre. The Templar's down. I can't believe it. 5-4-0. She's in a lot of trouble. Does go down. So now 2-3 on the side of Ventus is done. Only the Esprit for the side of Carbon. Nitrate does get glimpsed out in that static storm. Kinetic field is good. There's the strength morph. Can they catch her? She does wave to the top. Does have a little bit of mana in the tank. Can they get enough done? There's the Lynx. The Lincoln's field being popped. But now there comes the PA. She is in hot pursuit. And is it going to be enough? And just surrendering. Morphling going down. That Aegis expiring in that amount of time was... I don't know.
That's just the worst luck TA could have asked for. I think that...
Oh wow! Like, I'm super shocked. We were talking about it. The Aegis was there, available, and it just timed out. So, wow, that was super unfortunate. But anyway, let's get back to our job. With that said, we've now got the Morphling and the TA still top of the charts in terms of net worth, closely followed by the Storm Spirit and the PA. The PA did manage to pick up that Deso. She does have 1-2 in the bank, so we'll see what she actually decides to opt for. If she decides to actually get the Vlads first, or maybe the BKB, we'll see what she actually decides. The side of the Earth Spirit only got the 4 staff, so just trying to be a little bit of a utility support. And Blink Dagger on the dogs here. Quite a nice pickup there for I have quit Dota. I mean, sure, what a beautiful fight earlier. I mean, I'm still taken aback about that poor, unlucky timing on the Aegis.
Yeah, no, it's just unfortunate. I mean, if you have a look, and it's not the first time it's happened in a while. I mean, the previous games we've cast, we've also seen that just that timing for the Aegis is expiring as soon as things can become hairy, and it's actually needed the most. So, it just, unfortunately, it boils down to your positioning and how much pressure you want to apply. Yes, they took a tier 1, they took a tier 3 mid, and there was not much trade, but at the end of it they lost 4 of their heroes and they lost a huge amount of gold. They actually got 5-man beaten, and that's not what you want for Ventus. If they're going to continue doing that, if they're going to lose 5 heroes every time they try and go for a tier 3 or maybe a set of racks, Carbon will definitely make a big comeback from that.
I mean, it's talking about punishing your mistakes. Well, AGT does actually scout out side of Ventus. The X does jump in, doesn't catch the Storm, so now the Storm is just going to be able to walk away. A little bit of a unlucky jump there for the X, but he's always willing to jump in. That's what X's do. They jump in and they make plays, just not catching that poor little Storm out.
Oh, and I see Ariat he's got that Blink Dag, he's had that Blade Mail for quite a while. He's refreshed his raindrops, and he's also got Tranquil Boots, but at the end of the day, I mean, the side of Carbon are just being so so hidden from Ariat, and he's not able to get those blink calls off. And had them a couple of times, but when facing the high ground, you want Axe to initiate into them. There's just absolutely nothing in sight. The PA was harassing from far with that dagger spam. There was just not much more that they could have done. Axe really tried. Honestly, you can see Axe itching to jump in there and get a berserker's call on 2 to 3 heroes. There just wasn't enough there.
Oh, nice little blink there from the PA in the top lane, but she still gets found out. There comes the waveform. There comes the adaptive strike. Does blink to the other hero, but not good enough. The dunk is good. And a good night, sweetheart. Oh, it's time to go back to base. Boom, 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 boom. But TA taking quite a bit of damage here in the wall. Does go down from that iron shell. Just doing so much work. And we spoke about the TA being able to go toe-to-toe in the mid lane, but just not strong enough against this tick damage from the Darkseer. So much work this Darkseer is getting done. And big jump here coming in from the Storm Spirit. The vacuum is good. Catching out too. Now the Oracle does go down. There goes the Ogre. You're going to be next, my friend. Somehow you're going to have to step on the gas and get your cute little ass out of dodge. He's trying to run. Can he make it happen? And there comes the force forward there from Earthspirit. They do catch him on the stun. And it is a double kill for Kilometers. Putting some mileage on those tires, baby.
Definitely so, and I'd hate to say it, but someone can say come back in progress. Carbon are pushing down towers, they're pushing out lanes. And yes, it's 2 versus 2 at the top lane, but you're losing a tier 2, potentially losing some harass on a tier 3. There's not enough, they need to get back. I honestly think Ventus need to just reset, take a breath, reset, and then go again. Get Roshan. Roshan is up, get the Aegis again. And pray that they don't lose it during a small team fight.
Another team fight, yeah. That was super unfortunate. But as you did mention, it is now 27 minutes into the game. Having a look at our net worth graph was definitely looking in favor of Ventus. Then it's now almost a 0 net worth advantage. I mean, that is crazy after, like, say, 27 minutes in. It is actually now 0 exactly. Looking at the XP graph, now sitting in favor of Carbon. So, huge things happening here. But big jump on here onto Nitrate. Lincoln's in spot, but the Static Storm is down. But morphing to strength, is he going to be able to survive through it? There comes the Fortune's End. Lands, but X does get the dunk, eventually paying with his life. Morphling actually being aggressive here with his waveform, trying to follow up here. The stun is going to catch out too from the Earth Spirit. They're trying to see if they can actually hunt down the Storm Spirit, but he is one quick son of a gun, and he's going to just be able to walk out of dodge. No, Templar Assassin does actually get the Storm Spirit. I don't know why he was able still to pick that up. It looked like he was actually out. While that's all happening, PA is actually split pushing, trying to get down this tier 2 tower in the top lane. Okay, well, after that fight, things rather went well for Ventus with about a 2,300 gold swing. Pings are coming out from Ventus. They do know that the PA is here, but can't do anything about it. They get that tier 2 tower in the top lane now. PA building towards that Abyssal, something to deal with these heroes here for the side of Ventus. And the Morphling has got her Ghost Scepter up, so almost inevitable until she gets her E-Blade, and I am actually sure it is on the courier.
Yep. It's on the courier. There it comes.
There we go. This is a big item pickup here for the Morphling. Now, for those of people that want to see things explode, you're about to see. They jumped into the Roche pit. Morphling replicated into the pit. Going to look at taking this bad boy down. Ring of Aquila on the floor. Stuns out, but not being able to get stolen there. And looks like the side of Ventus from Carbon is just going to have to back out. But this is where Ventus could look at actually be pushing in. No teams down. There comes the big shotgun out from the Morphling. Not being able to actually kill down the ES. So I think she's still strength to morph. She's still morphed into strength at the moment.
Not really. There's very little strength actually, and a lot of agility morphed. But
I would have expected more damage out on the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, unfortunately, due to, like I stated earlier, it does have a veil, so you can make the most out of this magnetize. But it's just really seen such a bad hit lately. Because, I mean, we used to see him a couple of patches ago, he was the go-to hero. He was the disruptor of today's meta, and he was really the hero to cause massive havoc. And he could easily take on five heroes while initiate on 5 heroes while waiting for the rest of his team to come in and still somewhat survive.
I mean, he's an extremely strong hero. Now, especially during this meta, Morphling is just absolutely adored. And at the moment, teams, I feel, don't really know how to deal with the Morphling as yet. I mean, AIM's generally pretty good because they can really steal his mana and avoid that morphing to strength. I mean, Carbon's doing a decent job, but it's just so much attention that needs to be delivered to the Morphling. But the Veil of Discord has been popped. There comes the silence. There comes the stun. Thunderstrike is good and cracking away. Zeus says, kiss my lips as that does go down. Morph is just going to right click down the tower. This is what they wanted to do in the beginning. There comes the big gun from the Morph. Not actually connecting the waveform as he had used it to get into the base, but AGT picking up the stragglers in the backline. But now down she goes. Oracle goes down. Barback coming out from the docks here. There comes the blink from the PA, getting the Ogre Magi. Now the chase begins. Now the war's been committed. Oh, the X is standing toe to toe. Now we lose another, and Darkseer does go down as the rest of the side of Carbon is trying and defend these racks. And TA just right clicking with BKB on. Not much they can do at this point in time. Gonna drop this bottom lane of Rex. Oh, X dumping calls, gets it on the Storm Spirit. Dunk's not good enough, but AGT with his right clicks is good enough and gets that little sweet little kill. And Lincoln's just getting popped there by the PA. Maybe they can do something on the back of this. Carbon do have buyback on the Storm. Do they want to actually commit to this? They do. They are pushing down the mid-tier to tower. Blown up there from the Morphling. The Disruptor is gone, and so is the poor Disruptor. The axe is down. And now maybe they can just defend at this point in time. Morphling getting caught out. Aegis is now being dropped. Can they do something? That we don't have enough mana here on the Storm Spirit. 2 seconds until the Vortex is available. Can they make something happen? False promise. But in the back lines, we got the PA jumping around like a jumping jack rabbit. But Morphling does go down as well to the PA. The PA just stifling daggled her. A lot of the damage coming out from the Storm Spirit. And, well, I mean, that wasn't too bad for the side of Carbon, although Ventus did get a Rax. And a huge swing goal going in favor of Carbon. Almost 2,100 gold. But losing bot Rax this time in the game could be a little bit costly for Carbon.
Well, they expanded the Aegis on Morphling and still managed to kill him off again. Considering the fact that he's got that shotgun build, they were still able to kill him. They got Radiant's Courier as well. It was more close to the Dire's Ancients, the ancient creeps, and they managed to kill off while they were wrapping around the back of Ventus's push, I would say, into the bottom lane. And they still lost the racks, both sets of racks, and also the melee racks. So at the end of the, I really think that Ventus got a lot more out of that, but they also lost the Aegis, and it's not the be all and end all of the game. It's not going to be the turnaround, but Night Wraith knows that they can lose this. It's not, unfortunately, it's not over yet. The Fat Lady hasn't sung, and it's going to be a while before any team would just throw in the towel.
Absolutely. I mean, the PA is doing rather well. She does have a Vanguard up. Probably waiting just to purchase out the Bash. We'll probably see an Abyssal out of her, I would assume.
Definitely so. The Abyssal would really hurt Templar Assassin because you can really tick away at that diffraction. But it could also do a lot of damage against the Morphling, because if you can stop him from morph strengthening, then you can easily pick him off.
Well, I do have a question. What other possibilities do the side of Carbon have to actually deal with the shield from TA? I mean, what other things from the side of Carbon could actually tick it down that shield? Or that reflection?
Magnetize the Darkseer's Iron Shell. Disruptor, I think the Static Storm, it does tick damage, so because it does damage per second. And Phantom Strike, that's 4 attacks. 4 attacks versus 6 instances. Almost about done from the PA to break down the refraction in total, but there is on the side of Carbon, there is a lot to break it down, but they need to have good synergy between. They need to have a good communication to take down this TA without committing too much.
How would an urn do? I mean, if you had to pop an urn on the TA, would that take it down her refraction shield?
Actually, that is a very good idea, Jabba.
I don't know. I'm asking my co-caster to tell me. I think that it could actually generally work quite well. I mean, you pop that down, start sticking it away, and before you know it, when the cores are ready to jump on the TA, that shield is down, and you can actually do quite a bit of work. I suppose maybe even Necro Book could actually be pretty good. It will actually reveal her as well, and she won't even be able to get away. So maybe not too much of a bad idea there.
I think a Necrobook would do better. I'm not too sure if the urn ticks away or just stops the tick or destroys the instances of TA because of the low amount of damage an urn does. But I do think a Necrobook would do a lot better against the TA than what a urn would.
Okay. Well, bot lane, we do have the Darkseer going down to the Templar Assassin, and I mean the strength of having an Ogre on your team is just ridiculous. I mean, you've got that Bloodlust, just being able to allow your cores to just hit so much harder, and just becomes. I mean, whatever your hero was, you're basically 12% better with an Ogre in it.
And that 12% could mean the difference between insta-popping an enemy and just deleting them entirely and even failing at all.
Well, look, that's not say is a big difference, but here we go, AGT under a lot of pressure. There comes the Static Storm. Now Kilometers in a bit of trouble, yeah. Do have Night Wraith trying to work on the ES in the background. Yes, he's going to go down. This good save there coming out from the Oracle onto the Axe, and now PA going to suffer the consequences. Does go down. And the MKB from the TA is good, does not allow it to miss. And TA in a little bit of pressure here now as Carbon's back racks are being penetrated quite deep and quite hard. But GG, good game has been called. And now we are in for a store. One apiece after game 2. It is going to take us to game number 3. I mean, what more could you ask for on a Sunday night? But awesome Dota. So before we jump into that game, give us a quick rundown of what went wrong here for the side of Carbon this time around.
I think I'd hate to just point it out into one specific hero like I did the previous game. It was a collective effort from Ventus to stop Carbon from farming, and they really just locked him down very easily. Axe did a huge amount of work. Oracle did also a very fairly potent amount of work. Morphling did what a Morphling does and just was a total harass to the side of Carbon. At the end of the day, Carbon just didn't have enough in terms of survivability and also damage output to stop Ventus from doing what they wanted to do. And Ventus snowballed. They lost a little bit of, there was a little bit of glimmer of hope for Carbon's side, but at the end of the day, Ventus just, like I said, reset themselves and went back into it, and that's and that is history. The rest is history.
Right, well, there you have it. So we are going to jump into game number 3. Do join us. I am Jabba, joined by Tyrox. We are on the mic with you tonight. So those of you that are going to go to bed, shame on you. For those of you that are going to stay, that's going to be awesome. And just jokes, I hope you guys have a good week for those that are leaving. But we will see you shortly in game number 2. Don't go anywhere. It is going to get interesting, peeps. We will see you soon.
Crucial is a brand of Micron, one of
That
the
seems
largest
to go a
memory
lot better.
manufacturers in the world. We leverage more than 35 years of expertise to create some of the world's most reliable memory and SSDs. Everything from select silicon to the finished product is tested, monitored throughout production, and tested again before it leaves our doors. Unlike third-party brands, we don't end assemble. We make everything from start to finish. That's quality you can depend on. Crucial desktop and laptop memory is one of the easiest and most affordable ways to improve performance. Designed to help computers run faster and smoother, Crucial memory is available for more than 100,000 systems in DDR to DDR4 technology, and it's easy to install. Load programs faster, increase system responsiveness, run data-intensive applications with ease, and multitask seamlessly. Crucial server memory is available in all form factors and all levels of memory technology, compatible with OEM servers and warranties, and manufactured to mission-critical standards. Servers fuel everyone in an organization. Since active data resides in memory, increasing a server's installed memory capacity is one of the easiest and most affordable ways to improve workload and organizational performance. Get more out of your server infrastructure by maximizing the installed memory capacity. Crucial SSDs are faster, more energy efficient, and more durable than hard drives. Booting up and accessing data on a Crucial SSD is like flipping a light switch. It's almost instant and makes everything you do extremely fast. All of our SSDs are backed by hundreds of qualification tests and our free Crucial Storage Executive tool to ensure that you get the most reliable storage for your data.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. We're back in game number 3 of this titanic, gargantuan matchup between Carbon and Ventus Pink. It has been quite interesting games thus far. Carbon taking game 1, Ventus taking game 2. All we can basically say, AM won it in game 2, Morphling won it in game... AM won it in game 1, Morphling took it in game 2, and now Game 3 is on the line. This is going to determine who gets knocked out and who actually progresses further to meet damage control in the later parts of the ladder. But nonetheless, I am Jabba. I am joined by Tyrax. You are enjoying some good Sunday night Dota. I'm sure it has been a great weekend for you. So for those of you that are deciding to watch and spectate some late night Dota, good on you and thank you for joining us. But the bans have come out thick and fast. We've got the ban coming out for the side of Carbon, still banning out the Elder Titan for the side of Ventus, banning out the Drow as well as the Shadow Demon. Generally, we've been seeing a couple of different bans, some respect bans coming out for the two teams. We'll see what actually Carbon decides to opt for this time around and what they're actually going to ban out. Previously, it was the Invoker that was actually banned out in the previous phase, if I do remember, Ty.
Boca was banned out, Faces Void banned out as well as the Anti-Mage.
Well, there you go. So now this time round, denying that Ogre pickup, completely negating that. The fact that Ventus had the first pick, Ogre Magi just doing so much work. And I mean, I'd say the Ogre, generally in both games, whichever team he played on, was the winning hero. To say we had the combination between the Oracle and not allowing the Ogre to make it through. So that sense, it's the first pick for Ventus. I mean, what do you go for in this position? You've got prime opportunity to pick up quite a few heroes here in the beginning. Do you opt for one of those contested heroes, or do you just jump onto one of the supports? And as that is said, Ventus picks up themselves the Oracle. Got some good plays out of her in the previous 2 games. Let's see if Ventus can make magic happen again in this.
I mean, Oracle is that hero that, I mean, like I've said in game 1, and it allows for the setup for the Huskar pick. And I'm not too sure if Ventus would run it. They opted to stray away from it in the previous game. Did they pick up the Oracle, or was it Carbon? No, Carbon picked up Oracle in game 2. No.
Second game?
No. Ventus picked up first game, Carbon picked up second game, and Ventus picked up third game. So I doubt that they'd run it with the Huskar, although it is very effective and it is very dangerous. It's very nice synergy between the two heroes. But I do think Ventus have got a bit of a better strat in mind in terms of just having those two and then having to build up your draft from there. Because on the side of Carbon are going to have a very good answer for that combo. As soon as they see it come out, you can very easily counter it. But if they really want the Huskar, I'm pretty sure they'd let it run to like almost the second last or last pick.
Well, if it does actually survive the banning phase, then very viable options. I mean, Huskers can generally do very, very well up against any team, basically, but even better magical teams. So, Carbon now responding with a line and slaughter pick. I really like the line pick. I mean, it can do so much with so little.
The lion pick.
Yeah, the lion pick. It does so little with so much. I mean, you've got so much nuke, you've got so much disable, and he can generally hold his own and so well against other supports or cores specifically.
I mean, the Lion is a very good support hero. He's very versatile skill set, as said previously, and Ring of Death is just really painful. The Hex and the Mana Drain are two very underrated. I'd say very underrated abilities. The Earth Spike, you wanna you'd see players preparing to dodge that Earth Spike and still mess up in dodging it. So Lion a very strong, very versatile, very good support hero. Slaughter, the Blink Slitherine Crush, as well as that chance to bash, that seems RNG works very much in favor of the Slaughter pickers. It's just really high damage output, and that minus armor is going to be really effective against Oracle. It's going to be able to, that false promise, you need to really spam out that purifying flames. Otherwise, the minus armor and the X amount of extra damage that's coming out from the side of Carbon, without even seeing what they've picked, would at the end of the day still break through the false promise.
Well, absolutely. And now Ventus has actually opted to go for the excuse me, the X pickup once again. Do you feel that X did what he needed to do in game 2? I mean, Ventus did play him in game 2, and they got a couple of kills off him. Do you think that he did what he needed to do and actually prevented the PA from farming?
Well, the axe didn't necessarily stop the PA from farming. He just really put a span on in the works of Carbon's lineup in its totality, and they really couldn't do anything to stop this axe. He had a blink, he had a blade mail. He was just really a headache to deal with, and Carbon didn't really want to deal with axe. Yes, they'd get Culling Blade and their heads would be rolling on the floor, but at the end of the day, they were really focusing. They had a good focus on what their actual target was, and identifying that Axe isn't that hero because he can't break down towers very easily. Yes, he can cut creep waves and allow the creeps to do it, but he doesn't have very good, how can I say, tower pushing capability. In terms of farming, that's just an Axe counter helix all the way and spin to win. But that's just, I mean, Starlock could do more damage to towers than what Axe could. Let's just put it plain and simple.
Well, I mean, Carbon now has actually opted to actually get the ban on the Husker, so denying Ventus that Oracle Husker pick. Still leaves a couple of heroes in the pool. I was about to say the Anti-Mage and the Morphling still do sit in the pool for both teams, but now Anti-Mage has been banned out. Now the Invoker's also banned out. So still some contentious cores on the table. You've got the Jugger, you've got the Morph, you've got the Slark. I mean, still some big, hard, right-hitting heroes here for both teams that can still pick up. They're both, I assume Slido is going to be played in the off lane with the Axe. We've got the two supports, so now just generally we're looking for the 2-second supports as well as the mid and cores for both teams. What kind of... Oh, baby. Mirana. Oh,
Is that an answer to your question, Jabba?
yeah, that is an answer to my questions, and I absolutely love this hero. As soon as you get the eggs, I mean, can you just spell gold? I mean,
yeah, and it's not just that massive magic damage output coming from the runner. If you get a quadruple starfall, no amount of spins is going to save your life. There is just way too much damage coming out from just a double starfall. Never mind a triple, and a quadruple is just... It's rampage material, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as she gets her eggs, she's going to be blink. As soon as she gets the eggs, blink. She's going to be blinking there, dropping that starfall, and just going complete ham. And I mean, X does really well against melee heroes, but against magical heroes, ooh, not so much. And that's excluding if she gets her E-Blade as well as a little bit of Dagon here, Dagon there. It really depends on how she decides to actually itemize. So we'll keep an eye on the Mirana. I really do like the pickup. They do counter that pickup with the Skyroth Mage. Now, could be a little bit of an opportunity here. Do you think this is going to be a support Skyroth as we saw in the first game? Or do you think this could actually be laning up specifically against the Mirana to prevent her from actually getting the farm that she needs?
Honestly, in all terms, I really think that, okay, well, Ricky being picked up is a nice counter to Skywrath, but at this point in time, it looks like Ventus have got a very strong early game push. I mean, as soon as you get out of that laning phase, Axe, hopefully he's got a Blink Dagger by then, and you can just blink call and cause havoc for the side of Carbon. Whereas Carbon seeming, I mean, they might pick up a Medusa as their final pickup, and you're just securing yourself a late game. But if they do pick up this Medusa, I would really like a Juggernaut in terms of extra damage output for the side of Carbon, and instead of just trying to survive against Ventus, just try and beat them at their own damage game. And Ventus pick up TA again. I think they saw the light that is Templar Assassin and have decided to stick with it.
Well, that did so much work in game number 2 for them. I mean, there's no reason why they wouldn't. But now with that being picked up, it kind of leaves Carbon with a couple of opportunities here. If they decide Marana, the thing is with the Marana pickup, you can either put her in any lane, in top lane, mid, or bot, and it kind of confuses the side of Ventus. Slider generally played in the off lane. I mean, you can always pick up that Iron Talon and jump into the jungle. So whatever Carbon decides to do here, maybe they can put something up against the Templar that does a little bit better. Maybe the Quap with her dagger could be a way to actually deal with it, and then put Marana on the core role. Although a Marana core I don't feel hits as hard, and especially when you've got bigger cores out there like the Jugger and the Morphling still in the pool. Carbon, well, the Morphling is actually just been banned out, so Carbon maybe looking at picking up maybe a big right clicker or using the Marana as a mid against the Templar. I don't exactly know where Carbon's going to go with it, and that's what's nice about the way Carbon's draft's going at the moment. You still don't know where they're going to run things. Going to put a little bit of confusion on the side of Ventus at this point in time.
5 seconds remaining.
Ventus also, given the fact that they've shown their mid hero, Templar Assassin definitely be running in that mid lane. Axe could be in that off lane. They need a core hero now. Like a core, I'm saying strong, sort of tanky damage, higher damage hero for Ventus, and Carbon need that same hero as well. So we could potentially see Medusa come out from Ventus or Carbon. There's no discrimination between teams here. And Juggernaut, like you said, is also very good pickup. I think more for Carbon than for Ventus, because you want to have that amplified damage on the axe or maybe the TA. And yes, if you don't time it right, you're going to lose, because the refraction is going to stop a lot of the Juggernaut's jumps. But Ventus pick up a Slark, and that is, I really think Ventus have got this drafting phase in their favor.
Well, let's not mention how the Slark deals so good against the Marana, because as soon as she jumps in, the Slark pounces on you, and unfortunately, rock paper scissors pounce is better than leap, and she's not going to be able to leap away. So a nice little pickup there from Ventus. Although the Ricky's smoke cloud could do a little bit of work and could be a little bit problematic for Ventus. Where's my English tonight? Could be a little bit problematic for the side of Ventus, and now they're going to have to look at dealing with it in some kind of way. Yeah, and Carbon decides to go with the big, gargantuan Sven, right hitters of right hitters. I mean, when this like just goes God mode, just that's like Pikachu when you just decide to go ham.
Yeah, I mean, Sven is that he's a very safe pick. I mean, you can always secure farm with the Sven. Really, really good safe pickup for Carbon. It's not really, a lot of people would call it a small boy strat and not a big boy strat, because you're not really taking a chance. But with the lineup Carbon already has, you've got the minus arm on the Slider, and you've got the plus arm on the Sven. So Ventus, they need to know that the Sven is going to be able to put out a lot of damage, and God's strength, obviously, a free double damage in your skill set. That's just ridiculous. So Sven, I think he's going to be the hero to watch out for. They're going to want to make space for him to farm. But other than that, if they can lock down Sven, then it's just going to be a return for food. And Ventus would very easily make a very good advantage out of it.
Well, it's going to come down to the laning phase, I believe. I mean, it's also going to be a lot up to the supports here for the side of Carbon. If they can stack those creeps, get those camps stacked a huge amount for the Sven, just he can come in and then just clear waves and just accelerate his farm so much. So you've got the Ricky not going to be able to pull too well. I mean, he does go in Viz after a couple of seconds. So a lot of it's going to lie on the shoulders of the line to just babysit the Sven, look after the Sven, and ensure that he can actually get that farm that he needs. So it's going to be a real interesting game. I'm really feeling like I'm feeling a little bit in favor of Carbon, just because the arrow with the axe can set up some nice things, which can make it a little bit difficult. But we'll see how it goes. But Lion playing us some tunes here, and just making us line. This is awesome. And
Heard it all, it's Jabba. Heard it all.
I'm having a yaks. I'm having a yaks. That's what this is all about. So it's gonna pretty much go one apiece here for the bounty run, and TA picks it up there for their team, and so does the Marana. The lanes are gonna soon make it out, and it is probably gonna be a mid Marana versus a mid TA. Rather interesting. Let's just have a look at what the Slaughter actually decided to go. I want to see if he went Iron Talon. Get too much what his plans are. If he went Iron Talon, it always gives him the opportunity to jump into the jungle and recover the farm that he may have lost in this bot lane. It's going to be the Oracle and Slark in this bot lane. Quite a bit of work here, but I mean, generally at this point in the game, Slaughter is all content in just getting those levels and somehow teetering up towards his Blink Dagger. So we'll see how it goes for him. Dire's Courier, did we pick up a snipe somewhere?
Oh, I think that was a bit of a misplay. Dire's Courier was just sitting right about this area. So just sitting right there. Honestly, I think it might have been a bit of a misplay. And KMS lose their Courier, which is a very good start for Ventus.
I mean,
That's
275. A little bit of gold in the pocket, nothing wrong with that. But already putting a harassment on the Axe this time around. They don't want him to get the opportunity to run into the creep wave and just helix away. So now Ricky and Lion bringing back the pressure and the pressurizing the Axe as opposed to them pressuring you. I mean, always a good strat. A good defense.
It's always a good strat to beat your enemy.
Oh, a good defense is a better offense. That's what I meant. Is instead of allowing the Axe to jump on you. I mean, guys, Tyrox is teasing me here.
What? I missed that, Jabba. What did you say?
I said you were teasing me.
I'm not teasing you, Jabba. I'm just helping you state the obvious and.
Nice.
But yes, it is generally a good idea, not just because it is common sense, but because Axe can snowball very dangerously and to really burst down a lot of your core heroes. And Templar Assassin's got a double damage rune, so Ricky should have seen this, and KMS needs to leap. He doesn't have a leap
He could have almost stolen that that double damage run a little bit too slow to actually picking it up, but still gave it to the TA. Now dropping the sentry down. Yeah, Pacemaker wants to maybe try and pick off this Ricky. The Ricky has got his spider senses tingling and is actually leaving the mid lane now. So drop that sentry run. The sentry now is down here for Ventus. They're going to spot out. He's going to be able to spot out the Ricky, but with the two supports here and the Axe in the Sven in the vicinity, maybe they can make something happen. Not enough. And allowed. It was Skyroth now coming to the top lane. It's going to be pretty much just going to be chilled in the top lane. Bot lane though, we do have I have good DOTA and a little bit of problems here, but no, he's able to just take it, walk it off. I mean, the Pound's doing quite a bit of work here, but not enough. Sven trying to make some action here, but now they're going to maybe catch out the Skyroth Mage as... Oh, Sheena, can you make it happen? But no, we do have the rotation coming down from Sven, predicting that path that the Skyroth does take, does tree up, but combining the two, the synergy of the two, catching them both out, and now Axe just whirling away. He makes you get a triple kill. Lion about to go down. No, battle hunger not good enough. Lion still surviving and does go down to the right clicks there of the Sven. So nice work there from the side of Carbon being able to get that, but in the bot lane losing the Slardar. I mean, well played for the side of Ventus being able to at least tie it up some way, but maybe Slardar hanging around a little bit too long.
Lion denying himself. It's just a very easy way to get back into base, and it just gives you a free trip home. You don't lose much gold, if any. But
arrow does land in the mid lane, but are they going to be able to go on this? They do have a sentry down. No, they decide to actually pull back a little bit. Sorry for interrupting you there. Mr. T.
Never a problem, Job, but never a problem. But top lane, I mean, Triat, he's going to create space once he gets out of his laning phase. I have quit Dota is not going to have such a good time because of the fact that you've got Slark who early game he's quite pushy.
Ricky in the mid lane almost goes down. The side blade's just doing so much work. Sheena just being able to work it off. I mean, oh wow, that was super close. I don't know, would you have committed to actually kill the Ricky? He's only a support, but now in a little bit of a problem. Oh, reaction, refraction, just too good. It's keeping him alive, and a deep jump there coming out from the Mirana, able to just walk it off. So, not being able to get the kill on the Ricky, not being able to get the kill on the TA. A little bit
that
more
is
balanced this game round.
It feels a bit more balanced, but I can tell you now, Slark is not getting contested in his form, so he's going to be a problem. And we've seen it countless times, and it is really hard to stop a Slark that has had a free form. It's just, I almost would like to say it's impossible to do so, but it is possible. But it just takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of commitment, a lot of effort, and it's really hard to get off. I really haven't seen a lot of teams being able to stop a Slark that's had a free fall in the entire start of the game.
We're going to see how it progresses. I completely agree with you. Teams really struggle to deal with the Slark, especially because of the Shadow Dance. Just makes him so evasive, so hard to actually lock it down, especially with his Dark Pack being able to... I mean, for example, if the Slardar jumps in, that gets the crush off, but he's already Dark Packed, he's going to be able to just Dark Packed off that stun. So it's going to be a huge problem for the side of Carbon to actually deal with. But now a little bit of a sentry dewarding battle here in the mid lane. Sheena able to actually get that sentry a little bit quicker than what AGT could. Now it gives Ricky a little bit of a free reign in the mid, but AGT jumping on the Marauder. Is it going to be enough? Chasing it down, and he does get it without any help there from the Ricky. Ready to return into the top lane. TA gets a beautiful little kill on the Marauder there. So, but we do have the Warcry being used up from Sven. Decides to actually throw it out on the Skywrath Mage as the Helixes are coming out from the axe. Looks like Sven decided to actually just retreat out of there. And now they decide to actually return. There comes the... Oh my gosh, those Helixes. He had a little more HP. That could have been a couple of dead heroes there for the side of Carbon. But nonetheless, they do bring down the axe. Beautifully done in a beautiful execution there. A little bit unfortunate there for the boys of Fentis dropping that axe. Not really a pleasant sight, but still nonetheless.
But mid lane AGTG doesn't have enough mana for a second set of refractions, so he's going to have to bottle crow. There's a bit of a wraparound from the Ricky. Ooh, maybe. Oh, look at that ward though. Wow.
That was a ward that you saw in the previous game, so they obviously really do like that warding position there for the side of Carbon. And now there comes the crash out from the Slaughter. Gonna make it happen. The Amplify is good. They do bring it down. And a kill going in favor of the Slaughter. Doesn't trying to work his way up to the blink. Actually got Tranquils first, just to give him a little bit of sustainability in lane. So we'll see what and how long it will take him to actually get the blink. I feel Carbon's really waiting for that blink dagger to actually get his team involved. We'll see how things pan out. But something that we also need to look at is the cooldowns for both teams here. These two teams are always combat ready. I mean, I think the biggest ult on the team is going to be the guard strength from the Sven, which is sitting at 80-second cooldown. I lie, it's the Moonlight Shadow that's going to be sitting at 100. So it's going to be fighting around those reasonably low cooldowns. But now Skywrath Mage under a bit of pressure here from KMS does go down eventually. Does have the haste. Couldn't do too much after that. I mean, you got a kitty just running around after you. I mean, who likes a kitty running after you?
Especially with a bottle and a lot of fight in the bag. And I mean, generally speaking, you don't want any hero to get farm, but I feel that Moran is going to benefit a lot more from getting those solo kills. There's no gold split anywhere, where AGTG has got a Blightstone, has got some boots, has got the bottle, but other than that, not much else. Whereas Moran is saving, I think, for retirement. I mean, sitting close to 1,000 in the bag and nothing else. In terms of item progression, but you can see KMS is getting those wheels going, trying to figure out the actual like I say, the be all and end all of this game. He's trying to get his footing in the game, and once he does that, then you can see he decides on his phase boots instead of anything else.
Well, that as soon as do you think she's gonna rush her eggs?
Picking up the phase boots,
Or
I
do you
really
think
don't.
she's has she already gone for the phase boots? I was
You just bought that now, so I think might go for Ags afterwards. But at this point in time, I think just getting the phase boots to just secure some farm, and then maybe rush into the Ags to continue the farming spree.
well, Arrow does fly, just trying to scout a little bit. Oh no, she just wanted a little bit of gold there from the creep wave. So as soon as that Mirana does get her eggs, things will rather get exciting rather quickly. It has been a little bit nerfed in the latest updates. You don't get that second starfall, but nonetheless still does quite a bit of damage. Now, Mirana does get silenced up. They're trying to make something happen there, but the smoke is good. The amplifier is even better. They're going to be able to track down the TA, but no Axe is there. The big bro trying to catch it out. They do catch out KMS. Turn Doug dead. And that Mirana is going to be singing songs to her grave as she's down for about 28 seconds. Now a little bit of contention around the mid lane. They seem to teeter off a little bit over here. Even with the amplified damage, not willing to actually jump on the TA, knowing that the big bros there from Ventus are sitting behind her. And Slardar just sitting in lane, just doing what he can do best and absorb the XP he can. Sitting let's say 1-4 at the moment in terms of gold. He's about 800 away from his blink, and then we will see Carbon come to life. I feel their timing is going to be around what the Slaughter can do in terms of getting how quick he can get his blink, and what Ventus can do in terms of getting his blink on the axe. But top lane, we do have the Sven throwing out the Stormhammer. Does miss the call. Beautiful little juke there coming out from the Sven, but we do have the Oracle now coming around to actually see if they can make something happen. Moonlight Shadow has actually been used up. They could actually maybe do something on the back of this, but they actually decide not to, so it's going to be hitting themselves just a tad, and what they can get done around the map. I mean,
Oh, top lane area just ate a finger of death. He might survive it. No, just barely, just barely.
wow. Well, one good thing is we never missed that kill.
Dire's middle tower is under
That's a positive, Chavo. There was no kill. It was close, but at the end of the day, there was just, the false promise is too good, man. False promise is too good.
I know, really doing work in all these games. She's actually featured in all of these games in this series. So teams really favoring her, really liking the way that it synergizes with their team. And really, look at this little funny play here with our little, just keeping the creeps off the tower and not being able to right click it down. And that's is where the Sven starts overtaking. Look at this little ancient deck already here going for the side of Carbon. So let's have a look here in the top lane. Night Wraith up to some funny business here. Can 504 actually find it? And he does actually Shadow Blade up. They do see him. Oh, there we go. There's the pounce. But so quick on the fingers, but not good enough. Night Wraith actually getting that quick little kill there on the line. So I mean, I think that's going to be a first.
Well, that is really going to be... I think you're going to see a bit of a repetition coming out. I mean, Slark and Axe both pick up their Blink Dagger at the same time. But... Oh, Slardar, not Slark, I apologize. But Slark has got his Shadow Blade. I call it a different, very derogatory name. And he's already secured himself a kill with it. He hasn't died once. He's been in assist and he's got himself a kill. So this is exactly what you want from a Slark. He's almost having the game of his life.
He's doing rather well. I mean, the Sven, if you're just looking at the Sven, I mean, his farm's not too bad as well. He's sitting top of the charts now. But there comes the Shadow Blade. He's going to try and see if they can find out the Sven. The Night Wraith can't jump. He doesn't have any abilities, has been silenced out, but there comes the big crush from the Slardar, and that is going to be the reveal of the blink. But Sven, he's getting caught out there from the call, but going ham, he does have guard strength activated, does do quite a bit of damage to that axe. Can they get enough? There's the stun, there's the right click. He is down while the Slardar was running in the back lines, picking up the Skyroth Mage. So Oh, after that little tussle there, things looking rather good for the side of Carbon. And, I mean, beautiful little fight that they took there. I mean, a little bit scrappy, I feel, but they still got it. And things starting to turn in favor of Carbon this far.
Definitely so. And oh, Slaughter's got his blink dagger, so now he's really playing the aggressive Slaughter that we love to see in competitive Dota. He's really gonna want to jump in there, put down that Slithering Crush, get the amplified damage out, and just have a free form. But oh,
Mid lane, there comes the leap. There's the pounce. The leap is no good, Marana, once you've been pounced on, my friend. And that is a dead kitty cat. I think while you're back in base, have a break, have a Kit Kat.
Is under attack.
oh, Java.
I entertain myself. I entertain myself.
I suppose that is a good thing. And now Rush, maybe. They might
Oh,
look
the
to go for
stack.
Rush.
Oh, they do find out the Sven. They're going to deny this from him. He does get a bit of that gold, but he still gets dunked from the axe. And not being able to defend that Ancient's a little bit of a problem. But yeah, in the top lane, we get the jump. It's going to be good. 3 Kappa. He's down for the count. Ding, ding, ding. And, kills going very quickly in favor of Carbon. But Axe paying with his life. And now it's going to actually open up Rosh for them. Whereas Carbon would actually be the team favoring the Rush Pit as they do have the amplified damage. Ricky may be able to scout this out just in time. The arrow does come out, doesn't catch. And the Aegis does go to the Templar Assassin. Super unfortunate there from the side of Carbon, not being able to actually pick up that Aegis or actually put that pressure on. So a little bit unfortunate losing the Sven there. But very well played to Fences, finding the opportunity, finding that gap and making that play.
And Night Wraith has got close to 2,000 in his pocket. Most probably going to see that Eye of Scotty build if he's not going to get the Maelstrom. But I do think it'll be Eye of Scotty for him. He's gonna start hitting like a train. He's getting free farm. He's third on the CS chart. He's got 2 kills. This is I really think Slock, he's going to be the hero to watch in this game.
Is under attack.
He's going to become ridiculously fat and very difficult to deal with, I mean, in general. But, I mean, let's not count the Sven out. The Sven also is hitting pretty hard. He has actually picked up himself a Echo Saber. I mean, as soon as we will expect him to also go with a Blink, so you can actually follow in after the Slaughter. I mean, the side of Carbon, you can't count them. You can't count them out. And, I mean, with the smoke available from the Ricky, can really negate what the Oracle wants to do to the side of Carbon, and that's just be an absolute nuisance.
Bottom tower is
So,
under attack.
Carbon have the tools to deal with what Ventus has to offer. The problem is Ventus has a big opportunity to actually get pickoffs, especially with that Slock. So we'll just see how the game actually furthers itself. But X has now got his Blink. Tranquil's got 1-1 in the bank, so
Tower is under attack.
aren't doing too bad in terms of farm. But Sven definitely leading in the top of the charts. Oh, but there we go. Jump in the mid lane. Did miss a kill on the Templar onto Sven. But now we've got I Want to Quit Dota is under attack. Moonlight Shadow does come out, keeping him alive though. Can they actually make something come off on the back of this? They do get that Slithering Crush onto the axe. There comes the Centaur backup. I mean, where did that come from? No idea. And Axe just jumping into the bush, trying to see if they can actually find that Slaughter. And he's just going to be able to get himself out of dodge. This has become Blink Wars all of a sudden.
Oh no, and that Centaur came from the Sven, who was dead, so nice little micro skills. Very good timing on that Centaur Crush to just make sure that it slows down the side of Ventus ping so that they could just, so Slaughter could just get home. I mean, he wants to go home, he wants to just take a nice little bath in the fountain and... Oh, Night Wraith.
Well, he's under attack, but 504 is going to be a good dinner for tonight. I mean, a shark eating a lion? Yeah. That works.
Debates all over the place. And
Oh, but now we've got 3 Kappa. He's in trouble. Does get smoked out. Tricks of the trade's good. Our little thieving Ricky Moru does manage to steal himself the life of the Oracle. Sven was just in the vicinity seeing if his team needed a little bit of backup. He's going to just jump into the bush and continue farming. I mean, just let's have a look at the graphs. I think this is going to give us a little bit. Hang on, in the mid lane, We've got Slark. He does find KMS, and my friend, again, the leap is no good. He is going to get right-click down. Bottle not good enough. Now they're jumping onto AGT. They do find him, but it's not going to bring enough. Lion, he's going to go down. We've got the X now trying to smash away on the Sven. The Slytherin Crush is good. Does find the X, and they're going to bring him down as well. They do get the blink out there from AGT. They're trying to chase him down. They could maybe do something, no, but the side of Carbon actually just count their losses and walk it off. And it was super unfortunate there from the Marana. And I mean, we are just completely seeing the strength that the Slark has against the Marana.
Marana trying to get out of dodge, and it hasn't been working out very well. I think Marana just BKB to get is not a good idea. Marana's almost got the accepted, but another 2,000 gold away. It's not on the courier. No, it's not. So 2,000 gold away from getting that Aghanim Scepter. And then I think Marana would be a little bit more of a threat than what she is right now. Because AGTGs could just get a kill onto KMS. Oh, that leap.
That leap, that reverse blink, Slytherin Crush. Could have turned things around. Could have made it a little bit more difficult there for Ventus. But there we go. Now he's committing. Jumps in. Moonlight Shadow has actually been used out. There's the blink. There's the dunk. Good day, sir. Kobe, your baby. And now we've got the Mystic Flare coming down. I'm not going to be able to catch on this Sven, but now AGT taking quite a bit of damage. There has been false promise up. Not going to be good enough. And now we've got the X working his magic against the Slider. Not going to be able to bring him down just yet. In the backline, Skyroth Mate does go down to the Ricky. Now, Templar, he's a center of attention. Amplified damage is good. I mean, that was 3 right clicks, and she dropped like a sack of potatoes. Now, Slaughter has to run out of there. Very low HP, and bringing down the X eventually. So, pretty much a 4-for-2 trade. The line did go down a little bit earlier. It was able to get himself back into the fight there. So, nice little trades there. Now, far forward, jumping to the bot lane. And just going to be able to Shadow Blade and get his ass out of that little precarious situation there. And go back to doing what Slark does. And that's just pretty much farm until you can't do anything about it.
I really think, okay, off the bat of that fight, besides the fact that Carbon took that really in their pocket and really made a lot out of it, the fact that they didn't get any, I would say, map control off the back of that fight, you stopping Axe, you stop A, you stop the slot, the Oracle as well as the Skyrath, and you don't take a tower. That's kind of a waste. Yes, they expelled the Aegis, which is also fantastic in itself, but you didn't gain any map from it. And at this point in time, Carbon need to either play the objectives, or they need to be able to bulldoze the side of Ventus Pink out every single time.
It's not too bad. I think it was actually Ventus that actually picked up the Aegis. So Ventus not being able to get what they need around the map could be a problem. But here we go. He has a jump. Oh, they blow up the Oracle. She's down. The Slark's down. And that's what they need to make happen. Smoked up beautifully, getting a double kill off the back of that smoke. So nicely and very, very much needed for the side of Carbon. Although they are sitting 21 and 11 at the 23-minute mark. Things looking very much in favor of Carbon at the moment, and Ventus need to really do something. They do lose the tier 1 tower in the mid, but Skyroth Mace gets jumped on, so does Arati, gets slowed out, Slytherin Crash down. Under the smoke, he can't do anything, and Carbon are here to just dominate and take names, numbers, and call those pretty girls up afterwards.
And that is just absolutely, that's just man-moding it through there. And you can see the graphs start to show, and now they're starting to take possession. Now they're starting to make, oh, AGTG took a full arrow.
Oh, he gets jumped on, false promises up. Is it going to be good? Taking quite a bit of damage, still able to blink out of damage. They do bring down the Templar Assassin, dealing too much damage for the side of Carbon. And they are just getting so much work. That is tier 2 tower down. There's an opportunity. No, Rush is still down. We'll see what the time is going to be. We'll find out very shortly. Time is going to be back in 1 minute 10. So that is going to be able to be pushing high ground very, very soon. Ag's not complete yet on the Marana. A little bit of a slowish timing from her. I'd have expected to have it a little bit sooner. But still going to be accelerating her farm quite quick once she does get it. Although the way this game's going, they're going to be knocking on the tier 3 towers very, very shortly.
Oh, but the side of Pink, I honestly think that there might be a bit of a Rashawn attempt.
Smoke
And-
bloke.
Ooh.
Smoke was broken. Slock broke the smoke, and now the Ricky. They do know the Ricky's in the vicinity. Are they going to be able to catch him out? Smoke was actually blown, but not good enough. Lion, he's going to pay with his life. The Ricky's able to just walk it off. 5 players here for the side of Ventus in the bot lane. It looks like Carbon may actually just want to retreat out and be defending their towers. So, I mean, Lion taking the brunt there for the Ricky. Super unfortunate.
Definitely so.
But
Yeah, I think it was very smart for the Lion to show himself there. And about 2 seconds, you're going to have Rashawn respawn. And he's up. So, whoever takes this fight now is going to have prime Rashawn position.
well, there you go. Slider does find the Skyroth Mage. Arrow misses. Being able to be false promised up. Now, Sven jumping in. Oh my gosh, their play mail doing so much work. Sven dropped like a bag of potatoes. Now we've got Ricky working on the axe. Gonna bring down the axe in the background. Slock taking down the Marana. That's super unfortunate. They bring down the Skyroth Mage as well. So 2 down for the side of Carbon, 3 down for the side of Ventus. And now they're trying to still put on a bit of pressure here. Who's fighting who? Who still wants to fight? But no, Ricky's the first one in. Gonna bring down ATG. The TA is down. Only the Slock standing. But there you go. The finger of death. Lion, you held on to that the whole game. That whole fight, the Lion kept held on to that. That was absolutely phenomenal.
And someone can report that Lion for denying Ricky's rampage. And
Top tower is under attack.
that was such a very nice fight for the side of Carbon. And yes, Ventus didn't do too bad. They got rid of the Marana and the Sven. But it was just still so much favoring the side of Carbon that they really made a good amount of positioning from that. And Axe bluffing that Berserker's call.
Like
Called a nut.
nice bluff. Nice
Yeah,
bluff.
that was
Although the bluff would have actually put him all in, and he would have called, and he would have won the million US.
Just the wrong type of bluff, I suppose. Or fluff. You say fluff is called.
The fluff.
It sounds a little less derogatory, and he's got a pink and he's being bad in the sense, but he's just not as effective as he was in the previous game because there's just so much on the side of Carbon that isn't grouping up. I mean, got the Sven, he's going to be able to take care of business himself. Miranda's just look at that. Wow, I accept a quadruple stars fall. Here we go.
It's actually triple, but they have been actually moonlights to shut up. They're going to find TA. They do, but they're moving on in the backlines. Tricks of the Trade's going to be good. They're trying to find the Slock. They do get the Oracle, though. Can they follow up more there? After the TA now. TA. Oh, there we go. She does go down. Big right click coming out from Sven. My hand slipping a little bit there with the camera work. Come on, Jabba. There we're going to get the tier 1 tower eventually in the bot lane. They're going to jump into the rush, but so nice team fight there for the side of Carbon, picking up 3 heroes for them. Automatically off the back of that, being able to jump into the rush, but going to get themselves Aegis. Going to probably put it on the Sven. He's the one that actually needs to go ham and right-click like an absolute maniac. And the Marana. That was the reveal of the Ags, and now Ventus is on the clock. They need to do something about this if they can still do anything about it.
Yeah, but I need to have a nice little Dota 2 physics moment with you. That Starfall actually has a chance to hit twice. So it has the double shot and then a single shot. So couple that up 2 times, there's potential to get a quadruple.
The potential, the potential.
It's RNG all the way. Yes, it's all based on RNG, but you're getting a triple almost guaranteed, but the chance for a quadruple is very high.
Especially if it's solo, then it's
Yeah, you're guaranteed to get a quadruple if it's solo killing.
Can I just show you something? Well, we'll go back to it, but they do get the big jump in here from the Ricky, bring down the Skyroth Mage, followed up on the Slider. They try to make something happen. The arrow doesn't latch, doesn't catch, and he's going to be able to just walk away. X, he's the one now under attack, and it is now 3 down for the side of Ventus. Can they make anything happen? No buybacks available, and Carbon all still alive. Aegis hasn't been popped. Sven jumps in, trying to bring down the TA. Wow, the chunk! The chunk, as soon as refraction disappeared, it was dead. We do And I think that's pretty much it. The lady sang her song. The fat kid ate the cake, and that is gonna be it. GG going in favor of Carbon in game number 3. This is gonna be, wow, what a match, and how ridiculous did it go. We could have gone either way in the beginning, we felt, and the Sven just getting too much out.
Yeah, and I think they gave us a very good answer to our previous question at the start of the game on how to stop a Slock. You just beat him down. It's just you lock him, smack him, and that's it. Slock really quickly lost his effectiveness when he started losing his life. Essentially, he started becoming scared. He wasn't looking for those rotations, those ganks. He wasn't doing any of that. He just had to basically sit in a shell and rat with his team and just defend the high ground, and it just wasn't enough on the side of Ventus.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much going to put the end to this Sunday night series for the Ballistix Masters. It is going to be a carbon damage control game next. Do catch us for that. Hopefully, we do have the opportunity to cast them as well. But besides that, you have been watching the Ballistix Cup tournament on this beautiful Sunday evening. I am Jabba, joined by Tyrox. If you want to give us a holler, if you want to give us a shout or tell us we're doing things good or we're doing things bad, which is probably going to be the latter. But I mean, we still we take criticism pretty well. I mean, yeah, give us a shout out, and you can find me at Jabba Gaming, and you can find Tyrox at Tyrox _ You can find him on Facebook or Twitter, myself as well. So with that said, this is going to end our Sunday night Dota extravaganza. We do hope that you have a beautiful Sunday evening thus further. Tomorrow, we hope you have a beautiful Monday. We hope you have a better week. And for the weekend coming up, I hope you even have a better weekend. I don't know. I said better too many times. I'm so bad at this. Report me.
Yeah, report Jabba for intentionally abusing his abilities. But I think what Jabba wants to get at is thanks for joining us and have yourself a good evening. If you want to still jam some Dota, hop on a quick all pick. But I think for myself, I'm honestly gonna go hit the hay and enjoy this stunning Monday that is ahead.
Well, there you have it, guys. From myself and Tyrox, we wish a pleasant evening, and not to mention just a quick shout out to all the sponsors sponsoring the cup. We thank you so much. We're going to jump over to the stream. We hope you have a good time. Cheers.